So after rescuing Shiki, you've left Nimri after liberating it, quote unquote, and made your way towards the highway on your new steeds. Shiki was still unconscious at the time, I think we said, so he's presumably like just flopped over in the front of someone's horse while they ride with him. And there was only 4 horses, even though there's 5 of you, I think. But obviously, if he's been carried right now, that doesn't make too much of a difference. And you've not made a getaway, but headed off towards, at speed, the highway, which you will come across in short order because of the speed on your fine horses. We will open up a few hours after that, perhaps even the next day, or perhaps in the middle of the night. Let's roll a dice. Who wants to roll?
Who had the worst rolls last time?
Me? I had the worst rolls last time. I'm pretty sure.
Good.
Okay,
Would you
roll,
rather tie your luck or?
Yeah, I'll roll. What am I rolling here?
just roll 2d6.
So how do you do that in the chat? Just type 2D.
Roll approach and then pick an approach that's 0. Or modify it so it goes to 0.
Clever. I had to go see which one of mine was you. 9.
Would you prefer it to be nighttime or daytime?
We ended the session last time at nighttime, so I'm gonna say nighttime.
Okay, so let's just say a couple hours after you've left Nimri towards the highway. You just get onto the highway, and probably slow down your speed a little bit on your horses because you've ridden them at speed to get here, and maybe you're looking for somewhere to camp for the night. And just as you're about to do so, several portals open up around your flanks, and demonic hellhounds start to stream out of them towards you.
See, what you guys get?
Shiki just kind of comes to as, use the hit your horses to half the speed again.
I imagine Shiki's going to fall off the horse, and that's what's going to wake him up.
Oh, you want to fall off the horse?
Let's hope not. Let's hope not.
Roll defense. They will be more powerful than you because you're outnumbered.
Do I have armor trained?
Fall off the horse, take pain and stress, Shiki, as you immediately find yourself waking up and having to fend off demonic hellhounds.
Oh, God. I've just spent... Where's the castle? What's going on? Where's the list for...
The items list on this side will give you pain and stress stuff you can drag over to your sheet.
I've fallen down, so I've lost my footing. That sounds appropriate. I'm on the ground. Being flung off a horse.
Whose horse was he on, do we remember? I think it was Jam's, but I might be wrong.
I think that was what was suggested anyway at the end.
Alright, so he's tumbled off your horse, Jam.
And of course I'm panicking because I don't know where I am. And there's hellhounds. Last thing I remember was drinking some tea before going to sleep.
Also, you don't remember being dragged out of your bed, drugged, and then beaten.
I'm assuming the drug was in the tea.
Right.
And that's how they,
Should I throw a harpoon at Shiki to drag him along with the horses?
And that's how you're gonna pick him back up.
Is Raz riding a horse?
I think we decided they were strong enough to lift the Minotaur.
Yes, because they were like the war horses for the knights. So they're big, strong, fast steeds.
And he's not wearing armor, which they probably would have been.
Yeah, he's not a pussy.
But this is not just a handful of hellhounds. This is a swarm of them, more than you've seen yet. And they are just pouring out of this handful of portals that have opened up in the air around you. It's going to take some fairly big AoEs to put a dent in them.
I mean, I doubt we're going to get Shaky back up and out of that with a harpoon. So I think round the horse on them and maybe just try and like fire a few shots in to disperse them before the horse tramples over them.
And to hold them back a little bit in that case.
Yeah, to try and like clear a path to get Shiki out from. The Shiki. That was her name, right? Why am I thinking that sounds weird?
Shiki?
Yeah, I don't know, it just sounded weird in my head.
Shiki Abbey, that was his name.
It was why it wasn't here last week.
Are you wanting to try flashy or forceful for that?
Either way is bad. So let's go with flashy.
Alright, yep. Give me a flashy roll. Good start. Do you have anything that give you a reroll for that?
I do not believe I have anything.
In that case, you better roll defense.
Would Agile count if I'm on horseback?
Yeah, it will, because it's also to do with like your reaction time and such.
Right.
They will count as more powerful.
Oh, I had equal there. So it'd be a wound and a pain of stress.
Sorry?
I put it as equal there rather than weaker than.
Just roll it again then.
Okay.
There you go. Yeah, I mean, you pelted them with the arrows and managed to hold them off Shiki for a second, but driving your horse into them and kind of turning it around just exposes you to attack.
So I'll say one of them like latches onto Jam's leg and she tries to bat it off with her hand holding the bow and it just like rips the bow out of her hand. So that'd be heavy bleeding and then lose grip. Lose grip is for items, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, you could lose grip on the horse, but I don't think you want to lose your horse right now.
Probably not.
The bow might be something you could sacrifice a bit better. Okay, so Raz, what do you do?
Since probably shouldn't use a harpoon to get them since they're both injured. I'll get my cannonball sling.
I mean, technically it might work.
No need to harpoon them. I'll just knock them unconscious with this cannonball.
I'm gonna try to aim it so I hit the ones that are trying to surround them.
Okay, kind of bowling ball effect.
Yeah.
So make your attack. Again, they're more powerful because you're outnumbered.
Do I have advantage from sling?
For your throwing thing, yes, I believe you do.
Yeah. Would that be careful since I'm not trying to hit them, or forceful since I'm trying to hit the enemy?
Well, how are you? I mean, I like careful, but then I feel like if you mess up, you're putting them in danger.
Alright, let's go for it.
So for the pain, obviously, they are being several of them smacked with your massive heavy cannonballs. Maybe you're throwing them in rapid succession as well. Managing to clear them away from Jam immediately. However, as if controlled by a greater intelligence, they then kind of like swarm into channels and they manage to separate you, Raz, from everyone else. There's just like a sea of them between you and the rest of them, and your horse is kind of like herded away to isolate you. Fee, what would you like to do?
Right. Well, I'll probably jump in between the hounds and Shiki and Jam, trying to give them time to compose themselves, to stand up, to get back on the horses. So I'm gonna rush to their defense. I'm gonna create a tampon zone between them so they can have a few moments to regain their footing. So it's gonna be something flashy. I'm gonna ride with my horse, skillfully jump off the horse and start making flurry of blows.
Dismounting. Okay, brave move.
So I guess something flashy, yeah.
Yeah.
7.
Okay, that will buy them some time. Then you're going to have to roll defense.
Okay.
Shiki, because you dismounted, Shiki, if he wishes, could jump on your horse with the time that he's given, so that him and Jam are both mounted. Or if he wanted to use the time to do something else, he could.
Shiki's gonna stand up and he's gonna try and seal the portals. And he's gonna do
All of
something
them?
he's never done before. How many? You said there was 2 open?
No, I said there was a handful, so there's like 5, 6.
Yeah, he's gonna try and seal them all at once. Do something crazy.
What is he going to use to do that with?
As his ability to seal demon portals. He's only ever done it on one at a time though before.
How many
But-
talismans have you got hold of?
That's not a talisman; it's a skill. This one. It's one of the things that doesn't use talismans. His
The
talismans were
banished
all
one,
up.
which is your ritual. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the ritual.
Okay.
The seal portals, the vanishing ritual.
So you need
This
that.
is going to be insane.
Ritual will require a
insanely
bit of
hard.
time. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm probably going to roll for disadvantage with it because I'm doing 6 at once.
We'll have you roll after the rest of them do something then, but since you're going to take
Yep.
the time he's given you plus your next time to kind of pull it together.
Yep.
So Fee, what are you taking as your wound and whatever?
Yes, I'm bleeding heavily, and I'm battered. I'm between all of those hounds, screaming, and
There's just like there's the physical form of the hound itself, but it's like an astral projection form of it that kind of lunges forward again and again, snapping and biting at you. Sometimes it's like a physical attack, and other times it's like some sort of like demonic psychic damage that's hurting you. So yes, that's attacking you in between your blows and your parries. Jack, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna do it anyways, even though I didn't want to because he jumped off his horse. But I'm gonna use the tornado trinket.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a spell. So
Yes, as we said last time.
I'm gonna spend 3 mana doing it. Advantage or disadvantage or none? I'm assuming none, right?
I don't think you'd have advantage though.
Well, I think I didn't have disadvantage was mostly what I was making sure.
Right. That's very good. So this is all the ones going for jab and Fee, yeah.
Well, originally I was just gonna try to blow like all of them back, but since Fee's in the middle of them and he's trying to buy time, I guess I would like stop any more from getting to him, so he'd probably still have to handle whatever one's closest to
Okay.
him.
So as Fee's parrying and swinging his blades around and trying to fend them off, you just throw this tornado which just streaks down and lands in front of him, just like sucking them all up and throwing them in all different directions. Meanwhile, Raz is increasingly isolated and cut off from the rest of you as like a swarm of them just like push his steed further and further away from you. So Jam, seeing this, what would you like to do?
Well, last time that's happened, closing the portals vanished all of them. So I'm hoping that just defending Shiki will be enough. Vaz can probably hold his own until then, right? So I think she'll try and like set up a perimeter with Fee and hold off like the other side of him.
Okay, so why don't you roll and see how successful that is? And that's definitely forceful.
I was hoping it'd be careful. Oh, Jesus. So I could reroll this one because I'd be using my knives.
Sure. Doesn't sound like a bad idea. Well,
Okay.
so I will give you the choice here of you get attacked, or Shiki's concentration is broken as they surge in.
I mean, I think either way I'd be getting attacked. They might get another chance to go after Shiki, but I'll say I'm getting attacked.
Okay, so give me a defense roll.
And they count as strong.
Yes. Well, you didn't fail, so that's the thing. For a wound, I would like you to take the wound that doesn't heal. As
Right.
the demonic energy is inflicted against you, sort of causes your existing negative wound to kind of flare up.
Okay. And either pain or stress. I feel like this would just be like a tide of these dogs just tearing at you. So they'd probably like drag you down. So I'm just gonna lose my footing now as well.
As you're literally like overwhelmed trying to hold them back. But Raz, I mean, there's like a sea of them opening up between you and the others. What would you like to do?
And the horse I'm riding on is trying to retreat.
Well, I mean, I can imagine you're trying to keep control of it desperately as it's like panicking and trying to turn around and be pushed back constantly.
I'm just gonna pull out my axe and just jump off the horse into the middle of them.
Once again, we really need to add this stupid approach. What would you like to roll for that one?
I feel like that'd probably be forceful.
Yep, okay then. I think you axe fighting, so you should have advantage.
And they're stronger because there's more of them, not because they're great.
Yes, you cleave into them, hacking them left and right. You knock off limbs, heads, split one in two. Very quickly they realise they've pushed you back, and you're just going to like lessen their numbers. So they start keeping their distance, forming something of a circle around you, just to keep you controlled and away from the main attack, as they kind of like surge together, and you can see like several of them sort of like mounting up against each other and forming into one larger creature that is stalking its way towards Shiki. So Drac and Fee, you will get a chance to do something before this goes for Shiki. And then Shiki, you'll get to do your ritual.
Well,
I'll let
since
Fee
I
go first.
already. Sorry?
So when she hit first.
I said I want to let you go first.
Sure. Since I'm already there and I dismounted to defend Shiki and Jam, I'm gonna. As I see this huge beast going for Shiki, I'm gonna go for it. So I'm gonna, as quickly as I can, to land as many blows as I can. So I guess quick.
Are you like leaping over the rest of them or spinning through the air or what?
Yes. Just leaping across a few of them to get close to the beast and landing as many blows as I can along the way, like dancing my way through.
Sure. Okay. Give me the quick roll.
So this is attack or approach roll.
It would be an attack.
Attack, yeah. Quick, stronger, and I took pain. I have pain is gained, so I have advantage on this one.
Yep. Okay.
A 10.
Yeah, you can describe to me what it looks like when you plow into this creature. So there,
Well, since it's
there you go.
since it's much bigger than I am, I presume.
Yes.
Yeah, I probably went somewhere into the chest, pierced the chest, plunged my sword into the chest of this beast.
Sort of semi-opaque spiritual form of them all, kind of just like their demonic energies kind of melding together into a larger form. Plow into the center of his chest towards where the center of the energies are kind of amassing, and the whole thing just like discharges as your sword strikes it again and again and again, and there's just like sparks of like blue lightning across the sky around you. And there's a great howl from the swarm as in unison as they feel the pain of this attack. Do you want to do anything, Drac, or are you happy to let Shiki roll his?
No, since he left, how many does Jam have around her, or does Shiki have around him?
Well, the large one's not going to be able to attack him now because it's been wounded. So it's just the ones that Jam is keeping off of Shiki. But Jam has been overwhelmed, knocked to the ground. So they are like leaping over her and running for Shiki.
Okay. I'm gonna cast Phantasm, I guess. Create an illusion, terrifying illusion.
Yep,
I guess to like try and just buy Shiki more time.
Which phantasm image are you going for?
Since I just saw this new thing pop up, I'm just make another one of them. I was gonna use the demon from the last session, the last season that spawned at the end.
The Dragon Ogre, the Shadow Dragon Ogre.
Yeah. Actually, I think I'm gonna use that one for sure.
Okay, yeah, that works because it's from a different plane, so it would be something they would maybe want to attack.
Rolled an 11.
Yeah, I mean, you can describe to me what it's like when it drives them off, manages to buy Shiki the time he needs to do his ritual.
I'm assuming it just kind of like billows of challenge, kind of like our resident cow would do, and then just charges at him, swinging the axe.
Swing with its 4 arms and its 6 legs or whatever it had.
Yeah.
Twice the height of a man charging towards them, causing them to second think their route of attack at least, and momentarily turn back and rearrange themselves, which buys you enough time, Shiki, to complete your ritual. Hopefully.
Shiki is going to be channeling every ounce of mana in his body into this. It's something he's never done before in this many portals. But so they're going to take disadvantage for the roll because they've never done it this many.
Yep.
But still putting 4 mana into the ritual.
What could go wrong?
It's the maximum allowed to put in. I'm still going to take some damage even if this thing goes off. Because it's...
Yes! Yours
Can I re-roll it?
if you have
Sure.
something to reroll it with, yeah.
My Demon Hunter
Yep, that'll
background.
work, yep.
It's like I have +4. And
So hang on, because the only thing is
failed.
it's probably taken the mana off you.
Alright,
You'll probably need to refresh your
Yeah.
mana
yeah.
and then do it again.
Yeah, there you go. Seven, that's all I needed.
Well, that's better because it works.
It actually goes off without consequences. I'm definitely taking pain and stress.
It's a pain or a stress you can take. You don't have to take both.
I think I will take both just out of
Because you're
How
glutton for
taxing this
punishment,
is.
sure.
I think that doing this level of an act deserves punishment.
So what does a great banishing ritual effect like this look like to the onlookers?
It looks the same as normal, but is because I'm essentially sending mana from myself to each of these gates, sewing them up together, but doing them all like a perfect simultaneously. So there's probably a lot more like light. You can actually usually you just see like flickers and sparkles like between me and it, but now it's because so much mana is being involved. You can clearly see these big like golden strings coming up, attaching to the portals as they're dancing through
And
the
of
air.
course, after that, what these strings of energy that have stitched up the portals then like sweep across and send all the existing demons back to where they came from.
Yeah, essentially because they're cut off from the portal, all of them just as they're being stitched up, like the demonic energy in them is getting sucked back into the portals they came from, and eventually just like dissolve into like scales, and then eventually to bone, and then the bones eventually just dissolve themselves.
And as suddenly as it began, the attack has ended, and you're left by the highway side, a little burst for wear in the late evening, the late night.
I'm going to miss something because it's very appropriate, and
You make a note here. Shiki missed something.
I'm uh none of the pain really applies.
I mean, you could have chosen to inflict stress upon yourself and then
Oh, I didn't have
also
taken
took
both.
stress. Oh, but I mean, you could have taken stress from the casting and then stress again.
Yeah, true. I could take 2 stresses instead.
Although the pain heals much quicker.
Yes.
Yeah, I know. I imagine I'm just going to lose my footing because I'm going to collapse onto the ground.
Yeah, I mean,
And
that
just
seems
get
reasonable.
exhaustion. That's like the only thing I could think of. But
Where'd the big one go?
well, the big one's probably going to. That's something I could do instead of taking danger an ally, because the big one would take longer to dissipate than the rest. But
I mean,
nah.
if you do that, the only person that's going to be threatened is Fee because he's like in the middle of it.
Yeah. No, I'll just take collapse, lose my foot, and I collapse to the ground.
So after, so after
I'm literally just.
the golden tendrils or the strings, however you want to describe them, flying around everywhere, stitching them up, and then reducing them all to nothing. These are left in the quiet.
And Shiki just collapses to the ground at sheer exhaustion. He's been, uh, battered a bit, poisoned, rendered unconscious. As soon as he wakes up, falls off a horse, and then immediately uses every ounce of his strength to close a bunch of portals, and now he's just half a shell of a man lying in the ground.
So this has happened, not on that scale, but the Hellhounds have after us quite a lot. Do we know how long is usually between attacks?
Well, that was quite a while between attacks. That was nearly 2 days.
A couple days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But of course, they
Yeah.
came in much greater numbers, so maybe they were gathering the numbers before they came.
But pessimistically, like before there was a big gap, was it every like half day or something?
Yeah, I mean, it was quite often. Yeah.
So we've just got to hope that we can heal up in 12 hours.
Well, they've got this handy healer with them. That won't be a problem, right?
Well, I'm not injured.
If we keep getting beat up like Sheik and I just did, I think it'll be a problem.
Well, I mean, Siki chose to fall off his horse. You guys chose to jump off your horses.
I didn't get hurt.
Yes, you did not get hurt. This is true.
So Shiki missed something, but could I have Drac roll a careful?
Yeah.
You very
Well-
clearly noticed, Drac, as the portals disappeared, there was a kind of dark, flowing, shadowy figure which looks very like the Princess Lura that you've talked to several times, although in what I would describe as a greater form, not necessarily larger, but has an aura that kind of struck you as being stronger than previously, and it was lurking like beyond the portals as they were closing.
Wasn't she on my side last time?
She's very much supposed to be an ally, yes.
Well, let's see. How wounded is Shiki?
Technically 0 wounds, 2 pain, and 4 stress.
My God.
He's not in a good state.
Ah,
Yeah,
So- I only actually have cure wounds, don't I? I don't imagine I can use that if you're not actually wounded. So I could use
You can kill
regular.
the pain.
You have cure and
You can
cure
heal pain
pain,
with
but
that.
pain will also be healed by rest, so
Mhm.
it is nighttime. You could try and make camp if you wanted.
yeah. I took heavy bleeding and it says take this wound again if you make an action. I made an action before stemming the bleeding, so I need to take again.
Yeah.
Yeah, then I have 3 wounds. Yeah, I'm in pretty bad condition. This was a harsh start to this session.
It's a bit.
Oh no! Don't die, Fee.
Why did that sound sarcastic?
Yeah, look at
He
the
says that
effect
as
of
he's getting out his fork and knife.
Jack's just setting up a fire in a giant skillet.
Whistling, yeah.
Yeah, I can't take any actions before I stem this bleeding. I'm bleeding heavily, so I'll probably be asking for the bandages. Patch me a little bit.
So if that's how heavy bleeding works now, then I'd better quickly do this. Okay, full success.
That's
And then
1d4
it's-
wins, I believe.
Yeah. Was it R1d4? Yeah. Okay.
Slash out there.
So
Perfect.
then I need to try and heal Fee as well.
Oh, that wasn't
That was
fees?
Fee.
Well, if I healed Fee first, that would be taking action, wouldn't it? So then my bleeding would increase.
Ah, yes, that's true.
So
Wait,
as
you
long as
had that
Fee
one? I
doesn't,
thought you
like-
had the. I thought you had the demonic, the one that didn't heal.
Yeah, but
Oh, whoops, I did, yeah. That was shooting me.
Yeah, so yours isn't bleeding like that.
sorry, I thought you had two,
Oh, no,
there, and that's why you were saying
I did, yeah. I had heavy bleeding and cost wound.
that. Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
Right. So then I will use medicine and hopefully carefully to stem Fee's bleeding. So will I use that approach?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
So that will heal 1.
One bleeding.
Yep.
I still bleed.
It's not enough, Jam.
I could try again with magic, but you know my track record with that.
What could possibly go wrong?
It still says unless you. I think you've stemmed the bleeding, but you just still have a.
Well,
Wound.
no, you had several bleedings, so you've stemmed 1.
Oh, you've got to do it for each one. Oh god.
So does stemming the bleeding count as something different than curing the wound?
Well,
Like,
if
could we
he
not-
has the bleeding wound, it needs to be cured, or it's going to just continue to bleed when he does stuff. If he doesn't do anything, he's fine. But the second he tries to like do something, he's fucked. Which is defined as an action that needs additional.
Now, in shit like Pathfinder, there is a cooldown on how often you can attempt to use medicine to cure a wound. Is there something like that in this?
You can do it for your magic. You get to do it once, like per set of wounds.
Right. But not for medicine.
No, you can just keep doing that
Oh, then
as
Do you
long as
run out of
you've got the
medicine?
time. Because I think we said before it's like what 10, 15, 20 minutes to attend the wound. So as long as you've got the time, you're fine.
And do you have enough supplies?
I think that should put me at like 2. Oh no, wait, we got a new set before we left, didn't
Yeah,
we?
you did get to
So there's
restock
been-
from the ninjas camp.
This will put me at 3 after this one. But yeah, let's just do that again.
Okay, that's another
Partial
one.
success again.
Thanks, Jam. I was already scared in one moment I'm gonna bleed out here in this highway. That's not a nice way to go, right?
Probably preferable being torn apart by those things.
Well, you helped me again. Thanks, Jam. Here, help me get up.
If I can, sure. I do wish she's feeling particularly strong right now.
Yeah, I mean, you would notice that the sort of fiery, burning embers around the edge of her skin has flared up again after being cured or reduced before.
We need to
Jam.
check and see if Shiki's still conscious.
I wonder if all the horses survived.
The horses did all survive, actually.
Mine did.
Oh.
Shiki is barely conscious. You can just hear him heavy breathing on the ground.
Do you think he's going to survive?
I think he needs some rest. I don't see any, well, noticeable wounds. Maybe some magical ones.
Well, I'm just. You see him raise his hand, like trying to give a thumbs up, but he's just shaking violently. Good. Just need a few hours.
Gentuk, like, nudges Raz with his elbow. Yeah, what about that payment, eh?
He'd probably make us sick if we ate him, though. I guess it's time to go forage for food while they set up the camp.
Okay, Raz, why don't you give me a careful roll? Something you're very good at. And who wants to make the camp?
I suppose the few able-bodied people. Although Drake usually does the in a bottle thing, doesn't he?
Yeah, but I have no mana now, so
Ah, that could
I
be
can
an
still
issue.
attempt it. I just don't know how well it'll go.
It goes off, but Raz is still out foraging, so doesn't know how to get back in.
Oh,
Nope, it failed.
I like it.
Uh,
You're going to have to rest before you can cast anything else.
or I can reroll that, but I don't know if it'll go any better.
Unintended effects or consequences. I don't want to be
No.
as simple as giving you like a stress or something. I think, yeah, I like the idea that Raz is kind of outside the barrier of it while it gets cast. And as you're like trying to return to camp, Raz, you can't see them at all. But what you do see is a small group of minotaurs making their way along the highway.
I'll just wave over to the group of minotaurs.
And you'll hear the grunts and the bellow from one of them, the greeting, not a challenge, as they see you approach. Greetings, brother. We have great news for you, and all of our kind.
What news is this?
The Moo Times have arrived.
This is great news indeed.
Yes, will you join us? We are beginning a herd, and there's only like 5 of them.
Raz is confused about where the others went, but figures he should probably wait for them. I have to fulfill a contract before I can
A contract.
the Moo Times.
But what contract could possibly be worth more than the Moo Time? Come with us. We are going to Alraqiq to gather our brothers.
It's who would be the leader of your new herd?
Well, of course I am, as the strongest, until I've been bested in challenge.
Oh, so you think you're strong enough to have me join your herd? The great Rassaluro?
Yeah, he drops his satchel on the ground and like scuffs the ground with one hoof. It's like, very well, let's get this on quickly.
So since I'm strong, does that mean strong means you're stronger than most of your
Yes,
kind, right?
most your kind, yeah, you are strong.
Alright, so I'll drop my stuff and square up to charge at this other Minotaur.
So make a forceful roll and you'll have advantage.
An attack or an approach?
Just an approach. You can take your choice of injury in the brawl, but you will best him in the battle of strength between the two of you. It's a very short exchange, but it is quickly apparent that you are indeed stronger. And he will bow on one knee and submit to you as the stronger. Clearly, you must be the one to lead us forward.
Then go and gather more Minotaurs. I will, where is Alraqiq? I don't remember.
It's along the highway to the north.
Then go gather others, and I will meet you all at Alraqiq when I have finished defeating my enemies.
And they look around confused because there's no one else around here at all to be seen. Very well, Razzaluro. We shall await for you at Alraqiq. And they give you the Minotaur salute with a bump in the chest.
I'll return it and then go back to where I think the camp was.
The rest of you probably heard this exchange happening a little distance away, and you'll hear the bellowing of the several Minotaurs as they leave Raz. It's quite a chilling sound.
The loud echoing moos.
Yeah, and then I guess when he wanders back to the area, Raz just figures everything's fine, so he just lays down and falls asleep.
Well, let's make someone roll camp first. So, Drac rolled his spell, but who's going to roll for camp?
She can roll for a camp.
Alright, so it's 2d6, no modifier.
Can I just roll cleverites, have a 0?
Yep, that'll work.
Oh,
Amazing.
God, no. Why are we so shit at rolling for camp?
think
I'm
we're-
going to take the one party member suffers a restless night and does not heal. That's going to be Raz. He's unable to find you and kind of sleeps out in the rough on his own. So you will not heal your pain or your stress, Raz.
Alright.
And it's not until the morning that you see the others. You can all refresh your mana.
Do we heal any pain or stress?
You heal all your pain and one stress.
if I have one wound, that means I need to leave one pain as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the morning comes, dawn breaks, the spell evaporates. Raz is able to find the rest of you. Grintook is snoring away. And your horses are there waiting for you. Fortunately, there are no other demon attacks during the night.
I'm feeling much, much better.
Good to have you back, Shiki.
Thank you, Fee, young Fee. These are some mighty fine horses, dare say.
Yeah, they're from previous town. You remember Lord Kalash, right?
Ah, yes, the Slightly pompous young fellow.
Yeah, unfortunately, the whole town went apart as we left. But we have horses now.
Oh, okay. It sounds like something. I've missed something. How long have I been out?
Yes, P.
Like,
What did he miss?
3, 4 days?
That
No,
was
you woke
not
up last night. Raz can't tell.
pretty much a whole 24 hours.
Well, Jokan will probably be able to tell you more, but it seems like you've been kidnapped by the assassins, these ninjas, the Shadow Clan.
oh God. Oh, thank you for the daring rescue, all of you.
Well, of course, Shiki, you're a member of this party, so we need you.
Unfortunately.
Yes, Lord Stabenbeck?
Nothing. Just making breakfast. And he spits into the pot.
Hey, Shiki,
Uh,
let me
Forgot
ask you
about that.
something. Since when are we calling this foul goblin creature a lord?
he is a noble of the Ninja Clan. He has actually proven great assistance on occasion.
Yeah. Show some respect.
Yeah. Well, if he's the lord,
He's also saved Jam's life.
Though he could have given me some warning.
well, you are right. He did some good things for this party. Sorry for being so harsh, Quintuk.
I should think so.
Don't treat him too nicely, though. You might get used to it.
Mm.
Well, Shiki, we are on our way further to the next town, and yeah, we are all gathered up. So whenever you guys are ready,
How
I don't see Sir Razaluro.
isn't he? He's somewhere here. Maybe he went for a piss. I don't know.
When's the last time any of you saw Sir Raz?
Wasn't there all that mooing earlier on?
Mm. I sort of felt unconsciousness about that time. Yeah, so I've not seen him since before
you could
her
just look
call.
out. You could just look out and see him sleeping on the ground if he's not already awake. I'm assuming he's not. He didn't go far. He's just a little bit away from her.
Yeah,
camp.
he's just like on the highway. A big brown lump.
Just sleeping in the highway.
You look over to the highway, you probably see a couple of poor peasant folks with a very expensive couch being carried between them as they kind of walk past where Raz is lying.
Hmm. Okay.
It's probably from Nemri.
How are you feeling, Lord Dracan? I should also thank you for my rescue.
Oh, it was all Vaz really. He wanted to make sure he got paid, so he just went after you like a dog with a bone.
I shall make sure he gets an additional bonus payment for such action.
Yeah, 10 times nothing.
You don't seem to remember that I already paid your early advance of 1,500.
He makes a show of emptying his pockets and going, "No, I don't."
You got paid in advance?
No, we didn't.
Have any of you noticed any sign of us being followed by the ninjas? Hellhounds are one thing, but if they're still after us, well, it
Yeah,
won't
you're
end
breaking
well.
up on me, Bird. I couldn't hear what you said.
No.
He's worried
And-
about the ninjas and if anybody's seen any sign of them following us. But I think we have a couple of days before we have to worry about that.
I do have a question. How am I still alive? I thought the ninjas have been trying to assassinate us this entire time.
Apparently wanted to question you, which is what kept you alive.
It's unusual. Why do they want to question me for?
Don't know.
Hmm.
What kind of thing do you know that they don't?
Can only assume it would have to do with the tablet. It's assuming they have it. It's- every other bit of knowledge I possess would be known by the rest of the clan.
Which is all dead.
They're not all dead.
The important ones are.
No, just a large part of our fighting force.
Okay, so if there's nothing else, I guess we could do travel.
Yeah, that word of Drakan is kind of pissed Shiki off.
Who will lead the way then?
Shall I roll for it?
Someone can scout if they wish, although it's not necessary. The scout is just a approach roll, however you like.
Normally I would, but I'm not going to this time since we're all on horses.
Well, Fee can volunteer. He probably also needs some alone time to contemplate about what happened at the town, about his actions, and maybe he could use some solitude. So Hill went ahead.
So that, yeah, so scouting ahead is just an approach roll.
But careful sounds good.
Makes sense.
A 9.
Just gonna let me copy this. So choose one of the 3 options.
We make a discovery.
A little ways off of the highway. Again, there's a couple of peasants carrying this couch, this very well embroidered, expensive looking couch. Apart from that, there's the occasional cart with goods on it being driven either north or south. But a little ways ahead and off to the side of the highway is this grand looking wizened tree. You're looking at it, you must figure by the size of it and the girth, it must be hundreds and hundreds of years old. But there is not a single leaf on it, and the ground around it is all kind of dark and corrupted, and you can sense as well as like smell energies kind of emanating from it to the ground around it, and you can see all the plants around it are also kind of wilted and corrupted and dying. It has a
Right.
sulfur kind of smell, even though there's nothing actively burning.
I'll probably wait for the rest of the group and Jam. Jam could know more about it. I'm gonna be careful and approach it as long as it's in this part of the terrain that's not rotted.
Sure, I mean, if you're just skirting around it, it's a pretty even circle around it, which doesn't seem natural either. But there are no animals or birds anywhere near it.
Right. I'm gonna be careful about it and wait for Jam. This looks like something that Fee thinks could be connected with Jam, or she would know more.
Yeah, I mean, after a short enough time, Jam and the others will pass by.
Hey Jam, look at this tree. Do you
I don't
know if it's something connected, demons or whatever?
I'm guessing she wouldn't even need to look at it. It'd be like a magical sense and probably a familiar scent, right?
Yeah, I mean, right away you know this is exactly the same kind of rot and fire that you saw in the Feywild.
What's this all about, Jam?
Does it seem like it's steading at all?
Why don't you roll careful?
Should we chop it down?
Yes, if you watch it, you can see it's very slowly sort of like increasing in diameter.
I don't know if this is. It might just have a stronger connection to the Feywild, or it might be possible there used to be a pathway here. But Gintuk, that antidote that you gave me before, could I make something like that from this?
Shrugs his shoulders. I don't know, trees. Maybe.
Well, what did you make it from?
I can't tell you that.
And why not?
Well, what if I want to make more?
Well, then I could help you.
I don't want your help.
Fine. And I think she'll try and take like a bark and like a sap sample from it.
Okay, so you'll have to step into the area around it to get close enough to the tree to do that.
I will attempt that.
You want to make another careful roll then. Take a pain as you do so. Just being in this area causes your own wound to kind of flare up.
I'll cry out as like the bark along her skin like flares up.
And you can almost empathically feel the pain of the tree as you kind of like peel some of the bark off of it and take a snipping. This tree is in a lot of pain and agony, or an agonized pain, I should say.
And I wonder, like, yeah, I thought maybe like this might have more of a connection to the Feywild, and it might have been like someone had opened a portal here, or something like that. I don't know what they call the natural pathways to the Feywild.
Yeah, you could roll clever for that if you want. If you've got botany or anything like that, that would apply. It'll give you advantage.
I do have botany. So I'm gonna lot of powerfuls.
Yeah, I mean the regional variants can change, but you recognize this as a form of elder tree, and these are basically immortal plants. And because they absorb so much like Feywild energy throughout their life, when they reach a certain age, they can be used as kind of like hotspots of Feywild energy. So they do have a stronger link to the Feywild while they're still living. And this usually is represented by them like making the land around them more virile and fertile. But of course the opposite is kind of happening here as the demonic energy is seeping through.
So, Shiki, can I ask for your help now? I don't know if you'd be able to do it on your own, but maybe with the two of us. I want
may
to.
be able to do something, but I can't guarantee that it will actually save it in the long term. It depends on the strength of the tree itself.
We could chop
Oh,
it
if
down
you
and
could
use
roll-
evil wood, evil magic.
Raz is standing there thumbing his axe.
No, I just want to sever its connection to the Feywild. I don't want to sever the tree.
It'll grow back. That's how trees work.
No, it doesn't.
Well, if the tree's straight. Well, if I had more ink, I could definitely save it. But with the lack of ink, I don't have the appropriate talisman to cure it. But we could weaken the demonic energy around it, seal it,
Didn't Jam
and if the tree's strong enough, it could maybe if it's strong enough, it could defeat the evil energy within it.
Didn't Jam last
That's
session restock Tiggy's ink for him once he went to town? Since he was like missing from the campaign, but we knew that's something he wanted to do.
We did when we were restocking. We said we were looking for it anyway. I don't know if we would have got.
Roll 1d4, you can have that much ink.
Mhm.
Or enough ink to do that many talisman.
But you know when you seal the portals the demons come from? But
yeah.
you
How do you
don't
roll
need,
d4 in this again?
/R 1d4.
Oh,
you don't need ink for closing the portals like that, right?
3. Right. It's not a lot of magic ink, but I also don't have many talismans left. But
I mean, you
But
can bind and you can
Oh,
banish.
I've got
That's
I've
what they
got
do.
plenty of talisman. I've got stock of talisman paper on me.
But,
Bind, banish, and summon is what you can do with talisman.
like you didn't use
Yeah, but what I'm
talismans
doing is I'm
before.
going to bind the demonic energy in it, so it stops spreading and stops growing. And you hoping the tree can use its own strength to, if Jam can empower the tree to essentially destroy its own demonic energy,
But I
so it
think
can
it'll
weaken the demonic energy in it. That's the goal,
I
or
think
the
it'll
theory.
keep spilling over from the Feywild is the thing. So I think if we
Oh.
could cut its connection to the Feywild, that might be more of a help.
You cut its connection to the Feywild, you're essentially killing the tree, aren't you? It's
Just
an elder tree. Its whole existence is about its connection to the Feywild.
Well, no, it absorbs like Feywild and acts as a
Absorbs
conduit that
Feywild.
way, but it doesn't necessarily require to be connected to the Feywild to survive. As a tree, it would just be like a normal tree
You-
then.
It would just become a normal tree. It loses its stats as an elder tree.
it's better than using it like this.
I would think, Jam, it would be more Fey magic required rather than his stuff.
Yeah,
It's,
mine's about dealing with the demonic energy. You'd be the one that'd be able to cut it off.
I thought because it was involved with demonic energy and it's like closing a portal, that you might have more
I
experience.
close demonic energy portals using demonic energy. This is the portal itself is
It's less
the
a
tree.
portal and more just a link,
connection.
yeah.
Yeah.
Something that kind of exists half and half. A conduit like our shadow friend here.
So yeah, this is not my expertise in dealing with something like this.
Meanwhile, Fee and Drac are standing there like, why are we wasting time with the tree?
I mean, well, I'll see if I can like cut its connection for now, and then I'm just hoping it'll prevent the demon energy from spreading as much,
So, I mean,
and maybe we'll have an easier time.
yeah, I mean, you literally have Dispel Magic, which I think would be the appropriate thing to use.
All right.
I really want to just walk up and touch the tree.
I'm sure you do, Raz.
Let's just try dispelling it first.
That will be a success. That'll be enough to dispel its Fey connection. So it will no longer suck in the energies from the other plane.
It should stop the corruption for now.
It would certainly stop it from spreading. Because it's not leaking into this plane anymore in this instance. But obviously this is a worrying sign for you that it is leaking through.
And I will just take -1 as that like unpleasant demonic vibe lingers in my mana.
Did the tree have any fruit on it?
Yes, because you want to eat demonically infused food.
Oh yes,
Of course.
Elder Tree has elderberries.
Oh, nice. I'm gonna go pick some.
I've increased my talisman count by 3 to compensate for the new ink.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we didn't forget about you. Just because you weren't here didn't mean I was like, doesn't he need ink?
Grintic will notice Raz picking the berries and go, oh, good idea. And like start climbing the tree, getting his little knife out and like harvesting a bunch of them.
Wait, Raz pauses. Wait, aren't elderberries poisonous?
Yes. And they're corrupted.
Oh, okay. Raz just keeps picking more.
That is a good point, actually. I think I'll collect some as well.
How many do we end up getting?
You can have a
If
handful
we're
each.
gonna...
And you people thought I was wasting time. Fee's the
Well, I mean,
only
look.
one, like, why the fuck are we here?
Might as well take advantage of what's happening here.
I mean, I just wanted to chop it down to make a new axe.
I'm just curious about the tree itself and never seen an elder tree. And seeing one of this like demonic rot, it's fascinating. Like wondering about the history of this tree, what kind of knowledge it knows, what experiences it's had. Being a total nerd.
Probably tell you a lot about squirrels.
Hey, squirrels are very knowledgeable creatures.
Are they?
Okay, so if we continue the journey after that, who wants to roll for the actual journey to Alraqiq? So several days on horseback.
I will this time.
What approach is the company taking as they head along this road? Are you trying to do it as quick as possible, or what?
I think quick might be good to stay ahead of like the ninjas and to keep out of the way of the hellhounds.
Makes sense. Okay, so you can either happen upon a discovery that was missed by the scout, you do not encounter a danger, or the going is not slow.
I think maybe we don't encounter danger this time.
So in that case, it takes a little longer than usual. So if everybody can use up 3 rations, and if you don't have a ration to use, take a stress.
Do the elderberries count as a ration?
I mean, you can
maybe.
eat them if you want.
Well, I'll save them for later.
Yeah, I don't have any rations. I'm gonna lash out.
Hold up now. I have some spare rations. People don't have to go hungry.
Yeah, so does Shiki.
Oh, if you have, I'll be glad. I'll gladly eat yours.
If you want, and you're really stuck for rations, Grintuk will offer you a special brew he's made from the berries.
Oh, I'm not taking that. I'm
How
gonna
many? How many did
I'm
you
gonna
need?
eat with the Drak and the Shiki. I need 3. I don't have any.
I can give 2.
I can
Raz
give
wants
one.
to try the special brew.
I have a lightweight tag. I can only carry 5 weight, so I don't have any adventuring gear or
Nice.
supplies.
Because I don't wear armor, I can carry a bit more.
Yeah. I need armor though.
I could carry more food if we needed to, but most of my weight is just weapons.
Raz, if you're going to drink the concoction, can you make me a forceful roll and you have advantage because you're resistant to poison?
Does Gruntuk finally poison?
No.
He is indestructible.
In a twist of fate, does the elderberry thing heal Raz's wounds?
I mean, it's not going to heal your wounds. It's, I mean, if it was anyone else, it probably would have stripped their throat dry and rotted out their tongue. but you're able to resist the effects.
What elderberry is meant to be spicy.
This one's pretty good. We'll have to find more elderberries.
I think Drak and Shiki would notice a slight kind of demonic aura change in Raz following eating the berries.
So Raz, I recommend you don't consume too much more of any of those berries.
Huh? What do you mean?
You're giving off a small demonic taint at the moment.
How long would it last? I wonder.
I'm unsure, but I would definitely not recommend consuming much more of that stuff unless you wish to no longer be you.
So he is cursed, so it is going to linger with him longer than you might expect.
I forgot about the card.
Raz is stronger than any berries. I'll be fine.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been warned. If you do end up being possessed by a demon, it will cost you to have it removed. And that's if you survive the process. Well, I do know you are sturdy, though.
I wonder what would happen if an actual demon ate these.
I'm certain they would either die from the poison or be turned into a demon
No, if it's
very
already a
quickly.
demon. Basically, these are
Mm.
power boosts for demons.
You're a half. You live between the light and the dark. I'd imagine the dark would find a much easier time of consuming your light.
Oh,
So
again, we're not talking about me. I was talking about a demon in general eating these berries.
I'd assume it just empower them, filling them with demonic energy.
Unless they died from the poison.
Yeah,
Unlikely.
true. Uh, yeah, most demons are very resilient to poisons.
So although it takes you longer, after a few days you do reach the town of Alraqiq. The white and red banners of the Red Hunter Company are plastered all over the place. This town, like the one before it, has a great shanty town around it now. All these tents, overturned carts, all these escaped slaves and refugees just like piling in around the city itself. The city walls are pretty well guarded by the mercenary company and will be quite well armed. They're like making sure no one gets in that shouldn't get in, although there's a steady stream of traders, merchants, and such going in and out the city, which is surrounded by a stout stone wall.
Do I recognize the mercenary company guarding the gate?
Maybe not the individuals, but you're definitely familiar with this mercenary company. They are like the ones chiefly in charge of this kind of part of the slave route. Or at least they were, because you have since heard that they were destroyed.
Do I have some way of letting them let us pass without waiting in the line?
I mean, you need
Or
to.
is
You could try and push your way through the line, unless there's other minotaurs there. I'm not sure that's the part that you'd have a problem with.
I don't know. Should we wait or wait? Do we have how long do we have to wait?
In line, like normal people, yes. Well, I mean, the rest of you do.
You can just wait.
You guys do.
I would recommend you wait with us, Lord Dracan, but entirely your discretion. Rather not have this mercenary company as an enemy, an additional enemy at this moment in time.
Right, and I'll try not to make the same mistake.
Please do.
What mistake?
Well,
Skulls taste funny.
we can talk about memories some other time. I'm still feeling bad about it.
Yes, some other time. That's definitely.
Uh-huh. Ah,
So yes, the guards at the gate, you know, the sort of domed metal helmets, metal and ring chainmail. Maybe someone of like kind of lamellar sort of armor, pole arms, but they're well stocked, well armed. And of course, Raz, you know, they have the reputation of being one of the major merc companies. But approaching the gate will elicit a demand to whichever human person is standing in front of the Minotaur, because they're going to assume that that person is in charge.
that would be me.
State your business.
We're here for rest and respite.
They look at each other, eyebrows a little raised.
We're traveling.
Everyone's travelling, but what's your business?
As I said, rest and respite. We're just hoping to stay for a couple of days before moving on.
Alright, well, what kind of gold are you carrying on you?
Uh,
Come on, empty your pockets, all of you.
Raz just lets out a loud snort right behind Shiki. Just glaring at the guards.
there should be a fixed entry fee. We can easily afford.
You just get, yeah. How much gold are you all carrying?
He's not gonna empty his pockets or say anything.
Uh-huh.
Well, we can't be letting all the beggars in, so if you don't have any gold, you won't be getting in.
Uh-huh. I'll show him what a coin purse with about 40 gold in it.
If you pay him 4 gold, you can go in, Shiki.
Shiki will pay the 4 gold.
So Shiki gets let in, and then the pole arms cross. Who's next?
Yeah, I'm just gonna go in my normal way. I'm not paying the gold.
If you turn around and walk away.
Yep.
Jan takes out 4 gold.
How much, sorry?
4 gold.
Yep, they will take your 4 golds if you want to go in.
Raz is gonna eye them.
No exceptions for Minotaurs, I'm afraid.
Raz just give them 3 gold.
Do you have intimidation as a thing?
Yeah, I have intimidation and disturbing.
Okay, roll a flashy with advantage. Yep, 3 gold, that's perfectly fine, on you go.
Right. 4 gold. There you go.
Well, hang on. How much gold are you carrying?
Well, it's none of your business.
It's exactly my business.
I'm not gonna show you my pockets.
Well, then I'm not going to let you in this gate.
Well, I can give you 5 gold.
10.
Here you go. 10 it is.
Well, that was a bit easy. 20.
No way. You're just being a cheap.
Maybe, but that's the way it is.
Well, is there any other way we can sort this out?
Yeah, you can fuck off.
Listen, I'm with the rest of the group, and I plan to go in. I'm willing to give you 10, but now you're asking me 20. What if I say yes to 20? You're gonna say 50, right?
Well, if you're carrying that much on you, 100.
Oh. So you're just pulling my leg, right?
No, but we can cut it off if you want to argue about it.
Well, right. I'm gonna. Yeah, I'm gonna. If he's taking a moment, he's thinking about being violent or insulting him, but he's well aware that would cause problems and he doesn't want any problems. So he says, yeah, you know what? Now you don't have 10 gold that I was going to give you. I will fuck off. Goodbye.
Okay, yeah, they just kind of laugh to themselves as you walk away and they deal with the next person.
Yeah, I'm gonna probably go through, look at those peasants looking for shelter, pulling up the tents. I'm gonna mind my own business and look for a right moment to mirror step into the town.
Undoubtedly, there will be a trough of water somewhere for horses and people to drink out of.
Yeah, but I'll be careful about it, and I don't want to be, pulling
Sure.
any attention to myself.
Yep, give me a careful roll then.
For a second there, I thought you were gonna start a riot.
Nah, Nemri was too hard on me.
Yeah, you can manage it, but it's busy and you don't want to wait too long to do it. So just at the moment where it doesn't look as busy, you quickly step through the reflection in the trough. But because of the amount of people milling around, you're certain that somebody must have seen you. But
Yeah,
it's just simply impractical for you to wait longer than that.
I was just scared that the guards don't see me inside or something like that, but it's fine.
No, it wouldn't be a guard. It would be like some of the peasants or something. Drac, of course, I mean, you're that experienced. You can just find a shadow and do what you like.
Whatever. I'm not paying 4 gold. Tell you that much.
Grintook also, you go into the shadows and you see Grintook in the shadows, like looking for a shadow to use to come out, and he just kind of like nods to you in the shadow realm. Didn't want to pay the gold, huh?
Over my dead body, I'd pay them 4 gold.
I know, right? Fuck those assholes.
And imagine we could have helped everybody else out, but no, they gotta be upstanding citizens. Pay the gold.
Yeah, well, they'll die soon enough. And he goes to the shadow.
Well, that's not a mess at all.
There's something different about the shadow plane this time. I mean, if anything you've been through it, it's literally just like darkness that you can kind of find your way through because you're so accustomed to it. But this time there's a little more substance to it. Like the walls feel more like a warren that's kind of been dug out or hacked through, like a bunch of roots and trees. There's almost kind of like a bark sort of texture to the dark walls. This is something that it never had before.
Freaking Feywild.
But other than that, you're able to pop out a shadow where you would like. For the rest of you, you enter in through the gates, past the wall, several sets of guards, heavily armed, as I keep saying. And then it kind of opens up, and you're just hit with the smell. I mean, the smell outside the city was bad, but the smell inside the city is just rancid. Smell of bodies, urine, feces, the spices, all the vegetables in varied states of freshness. The sweet smell of like yeast and bakeries, the smell of iron and coal. It's almost overwhelming after being on the open road for as long as you guys have.
I'll be browsing around for talisman, for magic ink and talisman paper, as well as resources and all supplies.
So you want to roll clever then with disadvantage? It's not going to be something that's common here.
Yeah, I figured that. Nope, can't find any.
Some people kind of point you along to like a magic store, a talisman store, or which ends up just being like a stall in a marketplace. But when you get there, the guy's like, that's long gone. A lot of the better vendors are kind of up and moved on when they heard what happened. There's definitely a sense of sort of like tension and fragility in the people as you're kind of walking around.
And when the guy
What
said
did
what
happen?
happened, I was asking, you referred to the cube?
Well, it's not just the cube, is it? The whole frigging company got wiped out. It's just the boys here that were left. And who knows how
Yeah.
long they can hold on. And that's not the only thing. I mean, there's a big crowd of minotaurs hanging around out the east gate. Just more and more of them.
Yes, I hear they're gathering for something called the Moo Time.
It can't be good anyway.
Oh, is this the city that I told him to wait at?
Yes.
Oh, I thought it was further away.
I call Raz to tell him that there's minotaurs by the east gate if he wants to go visit them.
We should sell the horses unless you want to buy a bunch of food for them.
Well, we'll need the horses to for continuing our travel. We still got a long way to go before we get to our destination.
Occasionally you will see these very dark-skinned elvish figures with bright blue and silver embroidered like scarves and robes. They're kind of like wrapped tightly around themselves. And they seem to keep themselves kind of separate from everyone else as they're moving through the streets. Just like small groups of them, 3 and 4 at a time.
Who are the elves? Linder, who are the drow?
Oh, those aren't drow, my lord. Those are the elves of the Onisaya.
Never heard of them.
Eastern lot, from the forests.
You don't say.
It's what are they doing here?
Hell if I know. Speak their own language, don't mingle with others. Didn't see them around here too much until more lately.
And not one of them has told you what's going on?
Damned if I know and fuck if I care. They don't spend any coins, so who knows what they're doing here.
And yet they got past the guard.
Okay, so what else would you like to do while you're here?
I'm gonna buy some potions.
Roll
Yeah.
clever with disadvantage? Yeah, you're not going to find a good quality alchemist. You'll find snake oil salesman types selling like magic remedies for fertility and stuff like that. But nothing that would have any potency.
Then I guess I should go find the minotaurs that guy was talking about.
Yeah, you can make your way over to this gate if you wish. What about the rest of you?
We will be looking for a healer for his cursed wound from necrotic damage at his left hand. And yeah, should I roll something if I can find a healer?
Yep, clever with disadvantage. You're in luck. You are able to find a healer who is not quite left. You find he has like an actual store. He has one of the mercenary guys standing outside as a guard when you approach. But upon seeing your bloody armor, he would just nod you in. You go in and there is an elderly woman with long grey hair and soft pale robes, and she's packing a trunk with books when you enter.
Greetings, lady. I'm wondering if you could help me out. I'm willing to pay.
Well, I would hope so, son. You wouldn't get much for free around here. What seems
Yes,
to be
I
the
see.
problem? She turns around and you can see she only has like one good eye. The other eye is like scarred and white.
Well, lady, I see everyone is packing, including you. I don't want to take too much of your time, so better if I show you. It doesn't look like normal wound, and I'll pull up my shirt a little bit to show her the wound on my hand from this necrotic damage.
She like strokes the wound with 2 of her fingers, and of course, you have a negative trait for females being distracting.
Yeah. Well, she's missing an eye, but
And she's
if the
old,
other
yeah.
body parts are at place, maybe.
So as she's like just examining the wound, she's, what? How did this happen?
Well, I would rather skip the part how this happened.
Well, if you want me to heal it, I need to have some details.
I was. It was from a combat against some kind of undead creature. I don't know how to describe it to you. It was something inhumane, like something from the other world.
I see. Well, I think there's something that can be done. And she goes over to another trunk and opens it up. You hear the clinking of bottles as she rummages around inside. And she brings over a small vial for you. She's drink this. But just before she hands it to you, she puts out her hand. That'll be 50 coins, please.
Yes, no problem. And tell me, do you have mana or healing potions, maybe?
She, I have something. Yes, hang on. What are you? How many are you looking for?
Well, how many do you have?
Well, that depends how much you're willing to pay for one, doesn't it?
Yes. Well, tell your price.
Say 60 gold a vial.
Right. Then please give me 2 healing and 1 mana potion, and that will be all done.
Sorry, my wife's bugging me.
I said I'm gonna take 2 healing potions and 1 mana potion, and
As
that will be
long
all.
as you have the gold, she will hand it over to you, yeah.
Yes, I'm gonna pay. So it's 60 a while. It's 180 plus
Plus the 50 for the other one, yeah.
Yeah, sure. And I'm gonna drink the antidote that she gave me for this wound.
And that will cure your wound.
Thank you, lady, and I wish you all the best in your wherever you're going.
Well, word of advice, son. If you don't want to be drinking those potions before long, I would leave town.
Well, what is happening?
Place is falling apart. The remnants of the company haven't arrived from the cube yet, but if they do, and it's not before long, I can't imagine they'll be in the mood for celebrating when they return. And that's assuming the Horde doesn't follow them.
Oh, so where is a safe place to go then?
Anywhere but here. I'm headed west. If you're looking for a companion, perhaps.
Well, I'm already a part of one group. But here, lady, I'll give you 250 for your information, for your kindness, and for your nice smile, and I'm gonna give her a wink.
Oh, that's very generous of you.
Well, for a charming lady like you, I'm obviously hitting up on her.
Because you like old ladies? Yeah, I've gathered that. Gilf.
Taste, you can't go back.
So while Fee is enjoying himself, Raz, you head off to the east gate. You just going on your own, or someone going with you?
I mean, if they want to, they can.
Shiki will actually go with him because he's actually interested in hearing about like old Minotaur stories. in Minotaur culture?
It's not because you worried Raz will cause some kind of trouble.
Not at all.
You approach these gates, and there's easily twice the amount of guards than there was at the other gates. And they're all sort of standing there, arms at the ready, behind the portcullis, which has been closed. And as one of them sees you come along, Raz, you hear them shout, "There's another one! He's on the inside!" And they all about turn to face you.
Open the gate and let us through.
You just instantly hear someone yell, "Open the gate! Let him out!" The gate is raised, and they all stand aside to let you pass.
Oh. I just make sure ask the guards, is like, just make sure to let us back in once we're out of conversation.
One of them grabs you by the arm. Shiki's like, "My lord, you don't want to go out there."
Oh. I just wanted to ask them a few questions.
You just hear a cacophony of "Meow." Dozens and dozens of minotaurs at the same time. And the men are all kind of like wide-eyed, like, "Close that damn gate!"
Raz will let out a loud moo in return. Just moo.
Oh.
One of them, like, you can hear yelling, "There he is! There's Razaluro!" And then they all in unison, one big loud moo chorus, which causes the ground to kind of shake as they stamp their hoofs in appreciation of you arriving, Raz.
She will stay on the closed side of the gate, but just watch and observe them.
You can hear the murmurs
Fascinating.
of the guards around you who are clearly terrified at the prospect of what's happening.
Oh, Minotaur stampede.
There's maybe like 40 minotaurs out here, standing kind of groups of 3, all spread out, but sort of enclosed in a little bit by the shape of the town wall, which extends out further on one side than the other. But clearly this is where they've made their encampment. And you can see the ground's well beaten, Raz, where they've all been kind of like stamping around. And there's excited chatter between them about the coming moo time.
Raz will make his way to the center of their group and just take out his axe and pound it on the ground with the hilt.
They all stop and turn to face you.
He'll bellow out about, "Do any of you think you can challenge me to lead this herd in whatever Minotaur language is?"
Sure. Yeah, there'll be several that are like "Arr!" thumping their chest and step forward. Time like this, everybody wants to be in charge.
Alright, then Raz will just throw his weapons to the ground and then step forward if you think you can best Rasaluro.
Is it in the Minotaur culture tradition? I mean, would this be like the Azote, where it's one after another, or would you just be a brawl of you all together at the same time?
That's a good question. It'd probably be an all-out brawl, and just whoever is left is the leader.
So when you make the forceful roll, you would have disadvantage because you're stronger, but they outnumber you. So they'll either count as more powerful than you, or you can negate your advantage.
I guess I won't have advantage.
Okay, we'll just make a forceful roll then.
Just an approach.
Yeah. There's charging, bellowing, Shiki. They all kind of like close ranks around as they surround the fight. But you can just hear the cheers from them, and you can feel the vibrations as like they crash into each other, just the full weight of their bodies at speed. It's not clear exactly what's going on, but after a few minutes, the crowd of them gets even louder, and you see Raz being lifted up on their shoulders, as they all kind of like moo in unison. One of the guards just kind of like drops his weapon, just runs away.
Fascinating. So that's how they sort leadership.
One of the other guards turns to you. What is it they're doing?
Oh, they're asserting leadership of the herd. Raz, who has clearly shown himself to be the strongest, and Minotaurs respect power over all else. So,
They respect eating people over all else.
no. Uh, I mean, within their own herds, they respect power. They're just omnivorous. They will eat whatever they can find and consume. And people are something they'll easily conquest and
He
therefore
turns
consume.
around to another guard. He's like, Bartholomew, get the archers on the wall. God damn it!
Look, Raz won't summon an attack on the city. Don't worry, you'll be fine.
Hells
He's
to
now
that.
proven
We ain't
himself.
taking any chances. These fucking monsters will storm us.
No,
You see half a
if you don't
dozen
attack,
guys
if you
with
attack,
You see half a dozen
I
guys
will
with
warn you
crossbows
though.
running along and getting up the stairs onto the walls.
I will
Yeah, but
warn
what
you.
if,
A direct act of aggression on the herd will declare yourself an enemy to them, and they will then guaranteed siege and attack the walls in the city.
So what'd you do then, Raz? You might see them going onto the walls with crossbows. They're not going to shoot you just now, obviously. They're just scared.
I'll either have everyone go into the city for a feast of some kind, or have them spread out to search for more minotaurs to join whatever this is.
Well, I mean, you're the leader. You tell them what to do.
From now on, we'll be the Golden Bull tribe. Go forth and issue a challenge to every other herd and tribe you can find to come to. Raz will turn around and yell at Shiki. Where are we going next?
Shiki will shout the name of the territory we're heading towards.
Yes, gather as many minotaurs as you can there.
On a side, you're going to.
We'll I'll challenge them and they'll join our herd, and then we'll keep going until we gather every minotaur we can find.
They're like, hoorah! Onasaya! Kill the elves! Roar! They all like go off into their packs of 3.
Well, that went well.
As you approach the gate again, one guard is there. He's got pole arm shoved through the portcullis gate. He's like, now calm down there, big boy.
So I'll just put my hand to that guard's shoulder to tap it. I'm like, just open the gate and let him in, and there won't be any problems.
How can you be so sure? And you can see he's like shaking.
Because Raz will lean into the gate, because if I wanted this gate open, I would just open it myself.
Pulls his pole arm back through. He's like, open the damn gate! The second you're through the gate, they slam it shut again behind you.
Well, I guess the minotaurs are going to war with the elves, but I'm sure it'll be fine.
Well, we do have something to discuss with the elves.
Jam, while they wander off, where do you go?
I was going to say I'd try stopping one of the elves
Yeah, you could do that.
and asking first in common, like, what had caused them all to come over in such numbers. And if that doesn't work, I can try again in Feywild speak, whatever it was
The
called.
common fey, yeah. I imagine there is something similar. Yeah, at first they just kind of turn their nose up at you, But they seem interested in you certainly, and they kind of like touch the burning edges of your skin.
Is it something you've seen before?
You shouldn't be here.
Well, no, I shouldn't, but it's something I have to do. What about you?
Well, we are missionaries sent from the kingdom to spread the word of our new faith.
This many of you? We've seen some of you passing in every street we've gone through.
Well, yes. We must pass through here in order to follow the highways.
And what is this new faith?
Well, surely you are aware of the problems of the Fae, the weakness that has been exploited. But there is a new one to follow, one with strength, one that branches between realms and can draw on greater power to protect us.
And what is their name?
The goddess Lura.
I don't recall had we heard the name anyone other than Bacan.
I don't think it was mentioned when you were at the university.
Yeah, I think we'd probably have had to have seen her at some point for it to come up.
I think it was mentioned at one point but referring to the dead elf princess instead of her actual name.
Right. If I go to the east, will I find out more about this person?
Yes. Our priestesses and temples are there. And as a creature of the Fae, you would be permitted.
And she's going to save the Fae.
Yes. We believe she can save us all.
Right. Well, I'll find the party and pass it on to them.
Do you require aid, Dryad?
If you know how to rid me of this corruption.
Come with us.
Okay.
He offers you his dainty, thin, dark-skinned elvish hand.
Yeah, she'll follow along.
So they take you by your hand and lead you away down the street. And Drac, what are you doing? Well, everyone else is doing all this stuff.
I'd probably just be staying out of sight and just observing how the town is going, because, I mean, charging us at the gate, all the guards, and this company, I don't really trust any of this.
No, I mean, you shouldn't. You're paranoid.
Yeah, so I'm just going to stay out of sight and just be tracking everything and everybody that's within reach.
So, I mean, you're making the same kind of observations that the rest of them kind of do. These elves, I mean, there's not that many of them, there's just pockets of small groups of them, but they're kind of mingling between. There's the odd Minotaur stomps through on its way to the East Gate. There's a semblance of order, but the city is very much kind of on edge, and you feel a little bit like the last town, although obviously there's a lot more people here. You're acutely aware there's a lot more people outside the gates of this place. And given the distances they must have had to travel, this is probably just like the first wave of them as well. So yeah, I mean, you can see that this is a place that's a tinderbox just waiting to catch fire.
Yeah. And we already know people from the last town are going to be headed this way because, reasons.
So Jam, they will take you down the street to one of the buildings on the sort of northwestern edge. It's a quieter part of town, it's not as busy. It seems to be more sort of residential and, dare I say, a little more affluent. The homes look like they're made of better quality. They walk up to one of the doors and the door just opens in front of them. And another elf is standing inside who nods and they all walk in. And you can see in here there's like potted plants spread around. A shrine has been made at the far end of the room. And lots of candles have been lit at the corners so that a lot of shadows are cast from the plants that are placed around. And these shadows all kind of like focus towards the shrine at the one end. Please, Dryad, be seated.
So, if there's like a shrine, would there be any like kind of magical signature to it?
I could imagine so.
But is it anything immediately unsettling?
There's definitely a focus of Fey energy here. But if anything else, I mean, this just reminds you of the Ninja Clan buildings and the kind of aura that they had.
I feel like that's not entirely comforting.
As you like are sat down in front of the shrine, you sit down and you're like sitting in darkness from the thick shadows cast on you. And there's nothing like, there's no totem or anything like that in the shrine. There's just like some plants laid out. And you're just looking at like a dark like corner.
And are there any people still waiting in the room?
Yeah, the three elves that came with you, plus the elf that was already here, they're kind of standing around. The one that was already here when you arrived, like, kneels down beside you, and then bows before the darkness.
So I've had this affliction treated once already. Could you tell me how to suppress it? I might need to do it again while I'm on the road.
If you are willing to give yourself and your heart to Lura and embrace the darkness, then she can cure you of this curse for good.
Have you met this Lura?
Does one meet a god?
I've heard that some people do.
She exists in planes that are not ours. I have not spoken or seen her in person, but she has communicated to us.
You said she could pass between planes, didn't you?
Yes, she uses the shadows to walk between the different realms.
Right, and how would me believing in her cure this exactly?
Well, believing in her is one thing, but giving yourself to her and allowing the darkness to enter you is an offering that would allow her to heal you.
She'll just stand up. I would rather not trade one affliction for another. And she'll just walk towards the exit.
Well, that is your choice. We would not force it upon you.
If I run out of other avenues, I might be back.
Very well. I wish you all the best, Dryad.
Thank you.
And they will open the door and let you walk out.
And I imagine it'll take a while, but she'll try and make it back to like the inn we'd agreed to meet at.
Sure. Yeah, as the evening draws on and you just kind of find your ways, you all find your way back to the meeting spot. What kind of inn do you want? Do you want one in the better part of town, the worst part of town, a quiet end? Like, what are you looking for?
She could go for a higher end then.
I shouldn't have a problem with that. I won't be paying anyways. So.
Raz has enough money. He'll go with Shiku.
I don't know how much enough money is.
What are the prices for the ends anyway? For the
I'll need to look here for a high-end one. Give me a second.
if it's too high, I can't actually afford it.
Raz is very good at negotiating prices. Don't worry.
Mm-hmm.
You say that. Let's see, services. 25 coins.
Yeah, we'll go for a high class inn.
So that's 25 per head.
Does Fee have a place to sleep at the healer's place?
I mean, if you want to play that card, sure. She can spend one intimate night with you before she leaves.
Yeah, something like that.
Put in the gift card.
He'll also probably, if he ends up after the romance, he will be telling stories, taking the burden off what happened, what's troubling him, stuff like that. Yeah, pillow talk.
Okay, can you make a flashy roll for me? And you'll have disadvantage because you're not good with the female flesh. Is there anything about what's happened that you wouldn't want to divulge?
I don't know. I don't know how much she would be asking questions. If she would be trying to gain some information. After all, I'm distracted with her and spending a nice time together. She might get some information out of me that I wouldn't otherwise give.
Yeah, I would say there's just like one. If there's just like one thing you wouldn't want to spill, you'll spill like one thing. You're not going to tell like everything she shouldn't know, but you might like one kind of aspect out.
Yeah, probably about my my life before, when I was a kid growing up in this village, and assassins, shadows, ninjas killed everyone, and now they're hunting us, and we're gonna go there.
Yeah.
Things like that.
Yeah, you start thinking about that stuff, and then you, judged by the expression in her face, you're like, maybe I shouldn't be telling her this, and you change the subject. But if you're going to stay the night with her, you get one stress removed for a peaceful night, and you can remove another stress because you're nice and comfortable.
Well, I only have one pain.
Oh, well, then you just lose pain.
Sure.
Shiki, you're paying the coins to stay the next inn. What about the rest of you? Raz, you wanted to pay, didn't you?
Yeah, I'm at the fancy inn with Shiki.
Yeah, you can get a fancy inn. They've got like good quality meat. I think Grintook will accompany you there. Because he's been eating like rats and stuff on the road for a while, and rabbit. So a nice plump goose would be good for him.
I'm pretty sure he'll give Raz some additional spices for his food.
It's a bit of a rip-off, but it's probably better to all stay in the same place, or as many as possible. So I'll also pay up.
That's fair. Where do you bed down then, Drag?
I'll just sneak into Raz's room and to sleep there at night.
Overpowered, never pays for anything.
I don't want anyone to know I'm here. I don't trust this town. Not after the last town, anyways.
I'll ask Jam what she was up to while me and Raz were away seeing the Minotaurs.
Well, you didn't tell me how the Minotaurs went either.
Oh, I'll tell you about the Minotaurs. I will be regaling you on the tales of, Minotaur culture that I saw and experienced.
I sent them east to the woods to gather more minotaurs.
Mhm.
Would there be more Minotaurs with elves?
Yeah, Raz came out the champion of the herd, so his word is bond, and now he sent them to gather more to expand their great herd and gather towards the Elven Woods east that we're going to.
I don't know
Where
how many
the-
Minotaurs are out that way, but I happened to talk to some elves from that direction.
Oh,
They
Oh,
said they'd
okay.
found a new faith, a god
That's suspicious.
that crosses between planes, or a goddess, I
Okay.
should say.
Sounds even more suspicious, but interesting. Keep going.
Well, it's a new one, so I don't imagine you'd have heard of it either. It's Princess Allura.
Is Drakan here for this conversation?
Well, they said goddess Luna. They wouldn't describe her as a
Goddess Luna.
princess. But
Sorry, that's just
Shiki
what
hasn't
I have
heard
it.
of her either, I don't think.
No. Shiki would not have heard of the goddess
Yeah,
Laura.
it's only Drac that knows of her.
Mhm. I am
And-
interested in the idea of a new religion spread in the Feywilds.
But they said that she could, like, step between planes through darkness, which sounds a little like some ninjas we saw before.
Hmm.
And she looks so big into it, assuming he's
He
chowing down.
is face deep into the goose, just like chowing through it, man. So you imagine he's like holding the goose up, and it's the same size as him. He's holding it up above him, and he's like, "Arr, arr, 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 arr," eating through it.
Well, Lord, ring any bells?
Ha?
Goddess Allura.
Who?
Some shadow walking god.
What?
Never mind.
Stupid tree. Arr, 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 arr.
A new goddess on the rise. That is fascinating.
I didn't feel anything demonic from the temple they brought me to, but I think it might be connected to Malkuth. It'd be too much of a coincidence otherwise.
If it's not connected to Malekith, it could be connected to the tablets. They have 2 tablets, both of. God, what are the 2 again?
Conjuration and enchantment.
That's a conjuration and enchantment. If someone was in possession of enchantment, as we saw with the history of the Azote, they could control and manipulate them, brainwash large populaces, and with enchantment, they can summon great powers through the different realms.
I suppose they'll find out when we go east.
I guess we shall. We could have another conversation with those elves. See if their minds are exactly as they're supposed to be, you could say.
They let me go without any issue, but I don't know if they'd know who we were.
Depends on the level of communication between the ninja clans at the moment. As we heard with the Azote, even when you're enchanted by you're still you. It's like they don't. They manipulate the way you think more than yourself. Oh. You don't have full control, so maybe there wouldn't be communication between the elves and the ninja clan. So they might not know directly who we are. Just saw you as a rogue fae on their.
So one of them did say I shouldn't be here.
It is ready for a denizen of the Feywilds to be wandering around the mortal plane, so to speak, my Lady Jam.
Maybe I'm just reading too much into that.
But maybe you're not. We're being hunted by ninja assassins. A little paranoia might do us some good.
There's the sound of crashing and yelling immediately outside the inn door.
Shiki will go investigate carefully.
You can see out in the street by the torchlight, 2 groups of men, one of them with a few soldiers in it, are like having a heated argument in the middle of the street. One of the men is like lying on the ground, on his back, kind of facing the other group.
Wonder what's going on there.
So a few more exchanges of yelling at each other and cursing before they kind of disperse.
Just one knock to the ground. That's nothing that concerns us, I suppose.
Yeah. Well, it is showing the dangers of this town.
Sarah
What do I
comes
have-
in with a pitcher. More wine, my lord?
Oh, yes, please. I'm most grateful, thank you.
Refills your glass. And you, madam?
I'm alright, thanks.
Completely ignores the Minotaur and walks out of the room.
Grinted, buried in the good still.
He's like, just like putting bones into his mouth and just like. And then after he's done that, he's going to chew the bones from marrow.
I assume we shouldn't stay here too long. Or more chaos will erupt. In places like a powder keg.
So leaving it done.
Probably our best.
We'll have to find Fee before that.
If he's a habit
I'm
of
sure he'll-
disappearing.
With his new mirror walking ability, as long as one of us carries some sort of reflective surface around, he should be able to return to us.
I do not trust anyone's ability to find their way in that place.
Is he taking you through the mirror world, has he?
I don't want to talk about it.
I see. Yeah, he doesn't like, but young Fee doesn't like talking about it either.
Maybe the shadow followers actually have a point.
Drac, so they're going to have their meal and discussions. Are you just like watching? Are you moving around the town spying? Like, what is it you're doing?
I probably would have spent the first day spying, but the second day, I don't want to be here, so I'm just going to be watching them.
Well, I say
Wait,
first day is like
leave.
this night that you're staying there. Are you like spying around?
Yeah, the first night I'm going to be spying them out. Yeah.
So going through the shadows, and again the texture of it just definitely seems different, and that seems even stronger here. Is maybe this is closer to where it's originating from, and going through the shadows and such, it's a stronger definition as you get closer to the part of the town where the elves have their little shrine. And you can see that this is a focal point for shadows in this area. It's a more central point that's easy to kind of access and move around the city.
So any activity, like going through the shadows here?
You don't see anyone stepping through the shadows there, but there is certainly, like, I think we discussed before how there's a kind of aura gets left when you're moving through them, like as a track you could follow if you were like trying to follow someone, and you can definitely find that kind of energy here. There has been a lot of shadow movement through here in the recent past. Do you want to give me a clever roll?
Failure.
I think you have a thing that would let you reroll that.
I
Yeah,
have
your
professional.
your professional would let you do that if you want.
Not that I have any points in clever, but I can try. 6. Why not?
Yeah, it's something you've seen before, but you're not sure who it would have been. But it's definitely a signature that you've seen before. There's a familiarity about it, but a great effort has been made to try and disguise it.
So even though I can't tell who it is, could I still check it?
Yeah, you can follow it around. It's been moving all around town. It's past it's more prominent here because obviously they backtracked and came through this central location many times as they're moving around. But whoever it was, man, they've been like all over the city. Traders, merchants, the guards' rooms. You know, it's been all over the place spying on things. And you can find it to the mercenary company's like headquarter building in the city. It will open up into there as well.
And the focal point's the temple? Or the shrine?
Temple just because that's where they've been passing through because it's a central location.
Mm-hmm.
But this is like a well-trodden path from there up to like the mercenary headquarters.
I guess I'd wait till middle of the night and then go up to the headquarters room.
Sure. There's always going to be a couple of guards like on duty, but you can like move between the shadows around them quite easily without being spotted. They will have like a vault room. They'll have upper levels on this 3-story building, and the upper levels seem to be more well decorated, sort of living quarters for whoever the lord is of this place. You'll have like white wolf skin rugs, minotaur heads mounted on placards on the walls. Various bounties kind of just hang around the place.
I guess the first order of business is getting inside that vault. What's he got hidden in here?
I wouldn't make you roll a sneaky to get in, because I think that's actually pretty easy for you. But if you maybe want to roll a careful to just try and make sure there isn't any sort of booby traps or anything like that.
9. Partial success.
There is a trap that's been set up, and it's a trap that's been set by someone who knows how to work shadows, because it would summon a shadow creature to defend the vault if it was triggered. You're able to bypass it with your success, but if you weren't aware of it, it would trigger something.
Oh god, I had to fight in one of those damn...
Yeah, so
Dragon
they've...
logos.
So somebody who knows how to do it has done it on their behalf to secure the vault for them.
No, I'm really curious what kind of paperwork and stuff's in here. And treasure, but...
There are ledgers. There is like a literal metal vault container with like gems and coin inside it.
Ledger first. Let's go through the ledgers.
It mostly seems to be a ledger concerning trade in the city, taxation that's been taken in, and special attention paid to the number of slaves that are transferred coming in and out, what companies they belong to, what trade houses and guild houses they're destined for.
Wasn't Fee looking for someone at one time he thought was taken as a slave?
I can't remember. When was that?
That was like when Master Fee first was introduced.
The first campaign, the
Yeah.
one of the halflings was looking for someone.
Ah, yes. There was a halfling looking for his brother or something like that.
Yeah, I think he found him in the scarab's den.
Yeah, that doesn't bother us then.
Yeah, but you probably see names of some persons you recognise, whether they be prominent politicians or tradesmen or a celebrity fighter or something like that. Just occasionally kind of like shows up in the records and being transferred around when they've kind of fallen foul of the companies and found themselves chained up.
What about Shadow Clan members? Why would a Shadow guy protect a vault that just has gems in it, and then this ledger?
Well, there'd be no mention of them in the ledger. Why didn't you give me another clever roll?
You really hit me where it hurts, huh?
You've got to use your brain sometime.
2. That's not my strong suit. Using my brain.
Nope.
Is clever any of our strong suits?
think she.
I mean, I don't have a negative tied to it, but I'm just rolling real bad
Yeah,
too.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, you're
She's very average build, so
like referencing it, you know, in folded pages and all this, trying to figure out if there's maybe some sort of like code to it or something like that. But I mean, there's nothing like strikes you.
Okay, I have an idea.
Which is,
I was gonna try to make a copy of it with magic, but they would know that anyone who went to open it would know that it was just be an illusion. How much time do I have? Could I literally just copy it by hand?
I mean, you've got
At
all
least, like,
night,
some of it.
so I mean, but I mean, the failure, you're not even sure which are the important parts that you need to copy.
So pocket the whole thing, and I will try to leave a fake
I
copy.
mean, you
like
could just
copy.
take it. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
not a problem for you. But I will say, if you want to crack open the actual vault that has the cash in it, you would need to make a roll to do that without like triggering anything or being noticed.
Why not? I'm down for the danger.
Do you have an adventure gear?
I do have adventuring gear. Yes.
So spend one as like a toolkit, safe cracking kit, and then you can make a roll of your choice. I'm assuming you'd be careful.
Quickly gives me +2. Careful gives me 1. Sneaky gives me 2. Not sure I need to be sneaky, but try not to make noise would still be a thing. So careful, I guess.
Sneaking, yeah, I think careful makes sense when you're like cracking a safe. You don't have a thief background or anything, do you? Just professionally used already.
Professional use already. I got traveler. Would that be? But would that let me like trying to be agile or anything like that, so I could have advantage? Anything? I don't have no sleight of hand stuff.
Nah, I don't think so.
No. God. Everyone else I knew is.
I mean, you know it's here. If you could get the others on board somehow, you could always come back here.
Well, did anything happen when I failed? That's the important part. If I have all night, yeah, I would just come back again tomorrow.
Yeah, no, I think you would need just something substantially different to your approach in order to be able to attempt it again, because otherwise you're just doing the same thing and that's not going to succeed.
Oh, I know what I could do. I have adventuring gear, right?
Uh-huh.
Make like a fake mold of the inside of the lock, so you can make a key for it.
I mean, you could
Like
just...
instead of making a mold for a key, I'd make a mold for the lock that would like I need the key shaped like this or something, you know, or something I could take back to study, so then I'd have better chance at putting the pins where I need them to be.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you would take that and find someone who has the skill who could do it for you.
I'm trying to think how that would even work. Think of something.
As you're like footing around with this and trying to like insert the gel or whatever it is to kind of take a mold of the interior of it, you hear a female voice from behind you. You involve yourself with such petty crimes, Drakan.
Well, we all gotta keep ourselves entertained somehow.
I'm assuming you turn around and it's the Princess Lura there, cloaked in shadow, with the kind
I
of
assumed that's who it was, so I actually didn't turn around.
Yeah, with like wispy vines and leaves, kind of like twisting around her at the same time. Your progress has been quite slow since leaving
Progress on?
the clan grounds.
Well, it kind of happens when you're being chased.
Quite. But you seem to have fended off the demons for now. I have not sensed the Eye of Malekith over you for the past few hours at least.
Oh, I'm sure that will change quickly.
Yes, your Minotaur companion seems to attract a lot of attention.
He has his uses.
Quite. And what of the boy, the light bringer?
Well, he's definitely getting better with his abilities.
That is something that concerns me. He surely has
Competition.
an untapped amount of power, and I'm concerned about what that may lead to should he be able to unleash it to its full potential, or how others may make use of it.
Well, then just distract him yourself.
How do you mean?
He's a boy. He's easily distracted.
So, you think he would be susceptible to manipulation?
He's already shown that he has been. Yeah, whether it's women or honor, just pick one.
Such insecurities makes him very potentially dangerous to what we are trying to accomplish. If someone with ill intent intended to make use of his abilities, and he was so easily led astray, I hate to think what would happen.
That's why you go ahead and get your own person involved, and then
I
then
believe,
he has another choice to make. Does he betray the person that you sent in to do the bidding of this other person, or it's all about who gets to him first.
well, I believe that's where you come in, Drakan.
I'm not suited for that kind of work.
But you do have his trust, do you not?
I doubt that. I suppose more than some random stranger, but that's only until they get to know the stranger.
How are you planning to retrieve the tablets that you're on course to seek at the moment? I'm assuming you're headed east.
I'm just gonna look at the safe that I was trying to crack and failed at doing. I guess I'll have to get better at what I'm doing.
Where is it you're headed for, Drakan?
Where I believe the tablets are at.
And where would that be?
What's the name of that forest? There.
For the clan, the Dread
Yeah.
Forest, or the Forest of Dread?
Yeah. So the Forest of Dread.
I see. And will you be seeking the help of the elves in the rainforest?
I suppose if I needed the help to accomplish what I needed to do.
Then please allow me to bless you so that they may recognize you as one of their own. I have sway with the elves.
You don't say.
She extends one arm, and there's a kind of floating black mist around the end of her fingers.
That's not ominous at all.
Well, I mean, you know, shadow stuff, that's kind of what it looks like.
Yeah.
Drakan, would you be willing to become one of my disciples?
Become one of your disciples? I thought we were working on the same goal.
We are, and all of my efforts are geared towards that common goal that we share. But there are other interests, as you say we all have, on the side. And you may have noticed that I have grown in power since my initial demise and transference to the Feywild.
Yeah, you seem to be hanging out with demons.
I'm not hanging around with demons, as you say, but since the defeat of Ibitsu in the Shadow Realm, there is an opening. There is potential for someone to become its figurehead.
That's going to be you, or you want it to be you, I'm assuming?
I believe it would be better for one of our allies to become that figurehead, rather than allowing the Dark Lord to install yet another of his generals in such a position. And I am aware that he is seeking to do so.
Is that what's been going on with the shadows around here lately? Is that why they look different?
You're nearing
Something you're
the epicenter of my power and where it's coming from. So yes, there is signatures being left to suit my unique combination of Fey and Shadow. I would think as a unique creature yourself of the Fae and the Shadow, that this may interest you.
I'm not very big on worshipping other people, if that's what you're asking.
I wouldn't dream of asking you to pledge to me in that way. But if you were to accept my blessing and become a disciple, you would carry my badge and my signature. And just your presence and your actions would perhaps help strengthen the spread of my influence in the Shadow.
Okay, fine.
So if you step forward, she will grip you by the shoulder with her shadow hand, and you will receive the blessing of Lura.
This is like half bad, half good. I can't really make up my mind. Alright. Blessing of Lore
Lura.
received.
Lura.
Yeah, add that to my sheet. What would that be? Quality? A tag?
I'll make one up and give it to you.
Okay. All that, and I still didn't get into the safe.
Do you really desire the material goods of that box so much?
No, not really. It was old habits die hard, I guess.
Keep an eye on the boy, Drakan. Be careful of who is exerting influence over him.
Oh, great. Babysitting duty.
You know better than anyone how a conduit who has a foot in two realms can be used and how dangerous that can be. And to think of the realm that he has a foot in and how powerful that can be.
Yeah, I guess I do know that.
If you need me, you can call upon me in the Shadow. And be sure to mention that you are bearing my blessing when you encounter the elves.
Alrighty.
And good luck. And she just fades into the shadows around you. Just becomes the
What?
shadows in the room.
Why is she gonna tell me good luck? She knows my luck. I've displayed my luck.
Yeah. Adequately seen.
Ugh. No, I don't even want to steal from this guy no more. I'm just gonna take the ledger and leave.
Whose room do you want to leave to go to?
Suppose I'm gonna need Shiki's help to crack that thing. Not that I even care what it says, really.
So Shiki, you have a few glasses of wine, you get comfortable, you have a nice meal, a great conversation with Jam, and probably
Yep.
whoever else will listen to you going on and on about all the stuff you know.
Yeah, we've also got plans to talk with the elves the next day. It's like, before departing, it's like, yeah, things are going well.
Yep, so you go to bed in a pretty good mood, and you're nice and relaxed, it's comfy, fine sheets. The room's a little, it's not as fancy as it should be, but it's comfortable.
Yeah, it's a minimum standard.
Yeah, exactly.
Minimum, he says.
Yeah, I mean, this isn't, yeah. And
it's not the Eastern Palaces.
Oh, certainly not. And you curl up in your bed, pull out your silk sheets, and you're just kind of dozing off when you're aware of someone in your room.
There was one thing that upset me as I found my bed socks and they were dirty. They've not been washed. So I had to clean them thoroughly before going to bed.
And one of your slippers, your fine slippers, is missing.
Yeah. Oh. It's like, I was like, if they're going to rescue me, why couldn't they get both my slippers?
Is at this point you regret sending Naoki off?
No, I still hope the best for him. That he needed rest.
So he's looking for his slippers that he can't find.
I found one slipper and I'm frustrated I couldn't find the other.
I imagine
But I'm
he's
still going to
like, he's like
socks.
moaning loudly to himself, like murmuring as he's kind of dozing off, and that's when you step into camp.
Can I look for his slipper while he's half asleep?
I mean, you might recall that you found his spare slipper in the Shadow Realm when you were looking for him, and you just
Oh
kind of
right, I
left it
have
there.
his. Yeah, I left it there. Yeah. That's my bad. I guess I'll say that out loud. Like that's my bad. I kind of left it behind.
Lord Khan. Feel free to take a corner and sleep where you wish.
Your slipper. You know,
Oh.
I kind of left that behind when you were kidnapped.
Oh, that's too bad. Next well-off city we go to, I'll try to find a new pair of bed slippers.
Right.
Ugh.
You know, I'm gonna. You know, I kind of helped rescue you. I feel like that's like a favor. You know, like I did a favor for you. So maybe you should do a favor for me.
What is it you wish, Lord Khan?
I am not well trained enough. We'll say it that way instead of saying stupid. Well, I'm not well trained enough to crack this. Can you crack it?
Could it wait till morning, or does it need to be done this evening?
I think you would find the information more useful for whatever business you might have tomorrow.
Could you fetch me some coffee, and I will get to work.
Now an am boy. Okay, coffee it is.
All right. So, which do you wish me to roll?
Would be a clever roll because you're trying to decipher the code that might be in this.
All right. Would I have any advantages or anything?
You
Do I
got
recognize
any
the?
tags that would help with like solving codes, spotting patterns, things like that?
So diplomatic's probably the only one I could think of here.
Yeah, I don't think so then.
Would me having already tried it once, like, give him a little bit of insight into it?
No, because you got
At least
two.
like what's not gonna help.
Do you feel that
I
badly?
didn't. Did I get it too? I thought we both got a 6.
Sorry, that's
Oh, no,
right.
that was-
You got a 6.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
Double
Alright,
failures.
Just a clever roll. A full success.
Yeah.
Like I said, not well trained enough.
It's not even going to take you that long, Shiki. 90 minutes tops, because it's a very crude code that's been used in this. And it's quite easy to kind of decipher.
You know, code breaking's not my strong suit. You know.
Don't worry, we all have our strengths and weaknesses, Lord Drakan.
So you can see that some of the transfer slave numbers are actually like accounts of payments that are being made and received to a clan. It doesn't give like a name of a clan, but it just says clan.
And I'll highlight that for him. Yeah, I believe they're affiliated with a clan, is what it says. Or the clan, to be precise. Being in the proximity is not that far, just a few days away from your dear rivals. I believe it's probably them.
So you can see like stolen artifacts have been like sold and traded, and this clan has been like, amassing weapons, young children, as well as ships.
Yeah, this is not looking good. They're amassing resources. With capturing children, I believe they'll probably be indoctrinating and training them, brainwashing them probably too. If they've still got that tablet of.
But yeah, this town has been like a funnel point for resources going that way.
Yeah. The interesting part is ships, though.
Like my headset died on me. I missed most of that.
Basically, yeah, the clan have been laundering money through this and being funneled resources.
Clan, which you don't know what clan.
Yeah, all we know is it's the clan, but I think we can safely assume it's the Shadow Clan. Yours was the Dragon Clan, I believe.
Yeah, a ninja clan for sure.
Yeah, the ninja clan, the local evil ninja clan that we're after. So they've been amassing weapons, personnel, resources, and I said the interesting one is ships. Why would they need ships?
Yes. Not
must be
just
pretty-
like a couple, like various sizes, armaments. There is, over the length of time that this ledger covers, they could have like a whole fleet.
An armada. Yeah, this is not looking good. They're planning something big. This was a great find, Lord Drakan.
Yeah. Ships. Didn't we? Oh, Siki doesn't know this, I guess. So I did find another tablet on a different continent.
Yes, I remember you told us the story when we first met.
Right.
That you'd found it with your previous party.
Right. So they're getting ships and they're getting weapons and armor and blah blah blah. Wouldn't it make sense that they're going to other continents to get the rest of the tablets?
You think they're going to invade the northern continent? Well,
Which makes sense to me. Plus, it's easier to get your troops from one side of this continent to the other by ship than by trying to go through the desert.
that is true. Well, it's a good thing we've started to gather our own forces. Possibly gathering our own forces down there. Well, before we leave tomorrow, we're going to have a meeting with the local elves here. I have a suspicion they might be involved with the clan as well. We've got some new rising goddess that they're worshipping.
Yeah, Lord.
Oh, the goddess Lura. You've heard of her?
Yeah, I've heard of her. Goddess of the Fae and the Shadows. I see.
Yes, a goddess who travels between realms.
I don't think the
Anything
elves
else you
are
can do?
helping them. At least from
Oh,
what I was told.
told. Who'd have told you that?
Uh, I have my own sources.
Well, that means we have a potential ally in the region. So Raz has been gathering the Minotaurs, and he's already made a call out to gather them in the Elven Woods. And we did request the Azoti for their vengeance. So as another possible ally. It seems if they're gathering this many resources, we'll need as many as we can get.
You let Vaz summon Minotaurs to the forest?
It's Raz. What do you expect me to be able
Yeah.
to stop him?
No,
If
no.
he's been meeting Minotaurs, they seem to be gathering for the Moo times, as they call it. Raz keeps proving himself to be the leader, and since Minotaurs respect strength above all else within their herd.
I do regret allowing him to name it the Mooting.
You can always change the name if you want.
No, it's set in stone
it's
now.
stuck. Yes, it's done. It's moo time. This is like a powder keg waiting to explode. All these different people meeting up in one place.
I mean,
Powder
they
keg
all,
worked
they
our
all seem to
advantage.
respect strength, so
Yeah. But as I said, the powder keg could work to our advantage, though. We're dealing with ninjas, people who specialize in working in the calm.
I actually find it much more easy to work in chaos.
But then it's much easier for us to hide in chaos. And of course, if we're the ones causing the chaos, that gives you the advantage, as you said.
Alright, well, get your sleep.
Thank you. So you can take any corner you want, some spare bedding in the cupboard there. And
Can I
I'll
fit
see
in
you
the
in the
cupboard?
morning.
Fee, you are like nodded off, content, exhausted, spooned. And
If that's the word, yeah.
you're awoken to something middle of the night. You hear like this sort of glass tinkling sound that you hear in the mirrorway. And you look across the room, and there is a small, not a hand mirror, but something a little larger than that, just an oval-shaped mirror, set against the dressing table in the far end of the room. And it seems to be like sparkling.
That certainly grabs my curiosity. I will stand up and approach.
As you approach it, you, instead of seeing your reflection, you see the reflection of Alraqiq, the man who originally walked you through the mirrorway.
Ah, yes. That should have been my mentor and teach me about how to use the mirrorway. I'm gonna step in to have a chat with him.
You step through, and of course, the hallways of mirror opens up around you. And Alraqiq is standing there before you, blue robe, softly blowing in an invisible wind, the silver embroidery just twinkling in time with the twinkling of the mirrors around you.
Yes, Elrak.
You're looking
Good to see you
well.
again. It's been some time.
Yes. He looks like he hasn't slept. He looks tired. His eyes are kind of bloodshot. His eyes are all puffy. He seems to be a little on edge.
Elrak, is something troubling you?
A great many things are troubling, my friend. I'm sorry I haven't been around to help you with your teachings, but there are too many things that require my attention, and there are not enough of us.
Right, I understand, but you never told me too much about yourself, except that you're involved in a high-ranking position.
Yes, I have been in the court of the Omking King. That's where I've been lately. He has decided to lead his forces south to overtake the Riverlands. And even as we speak now, his forces sieging it, laying waste to it. These defenceless wooden villages with cannon fire from his ships.
Well, I don't know what to say in all these demon invasion from another plane and Malekith. We see inner fighting when people should stand united. I don't understand.
Exactly. We are being divided left and right. The goblins that guard the secrets of the Alcabriate, the black powder, they've been completely overwhelmed by the Elamix orc horde, and now they are fashioning massive weapons, cannons, great things that fire great gouts of fire and can melt a city's walls.
A chaos across the world.
This continent
Is there-
will burn, and I am certain they will attack the Vosterlands from the south and crush the resistance there afterwards.
Well, Elrak, being so high-ranking, you must know all of the high-ranking people of not only this continent, but the other continent as well. Is there anyone who could unite?
For the north, I do not know. My focus has been here in the south. My people, the elves on Onisaya, I mean, they have lost their way. The practice of the light has long been forgotten by them, and no more of them are practitioners. I fear I may in fact be the last who can walk the mirror way.
Yes, you mentioned that this gift is rare. I see so many of them capable walking through the shadows, but I still haven't met anyone except you and me that
It's
are here
easier
in the
to
mirrorway.
let darkness into your heart than to follow the light. Too many of them succumb to it and the power it can offer them.
Yes, and is there a reason that is there something you want to talk with me about? Elrak, I would like to help. I really do. But whatever I do, I don't really help. I just bring more chaos. Wherever I go, only suffering and violence emerges.
It is a dark world, but you are bringing the light. You are carrying the torch, and only by doing so can you clear away this darkness and bring about a better time for everyone. You're young, and I'm sorry so much of this has been put on your shoulders, but as someone who has been born with this ability, I'm afraid it falls to you.
Then what should I do? What do you expect me to do?
The tablets you seek, and the quest you're on to unite them. I mean, that is the path to defeat the Dark Lord, but alongside that, there's a tide of darkness that must be pushed back, and we can only push it back by bringing the light to those who haven't seen it, and erase the shadows from the world.
And how would that be done?
With great effort. There's so few of us, Fee. I mean, I'm not entirely sure how it can be accomplished when the odds are so overwhelming. But it's all that we have. If this place was to fall and the emotions to mirror away, and the sea of souls is lost to us, then we have nothing.
It would only be darkness.
And everything would eventually fall to the void, into nothingness.
Because there is no harmony between light and dark.
Precisely.
So, this realm that we are in right now, there is few of us being able to use the realm. And if we, let's say, die, this realm would die with us.
Yes. I believe the foundations for it were laid long ago by a great power, and perhaps that can never fully be forgotten. But without access to it, without someone to believe and bring energy through it, we would lose those connections. And the only connections would be those in shadow. And if there is only one way to use and access the sea, then how are souls to find their way there? And whoever controls that gateway would be able to use its power exclusively. And that is something we cannot allow.
I see. I see now. I have a better understanding.
You need to be careful, my boy. There are so many adversaries out there that would harm us and close off this avenue for everyone. But we have to seek others who have this ability, expand our knowledge and what we can do, and try to somehow use that to turn the tide.
Yes, I will look into myself, try to tap in further, and we will see. Hey Alraqiq, there's one more thing I want to ask you about. I've been carrying this thing for some time. I took it from the Shadow Clan, actually from the Clan of Ninjas. And this goblin that's traveling with us, he would go through great distances to obtain this artifact. It's called Sky's Eye. Do you all know anything about it?
It is a container of ancient goblin magic.
Right. And why would a Shadowmancer, a goblin, part of my group, want it? What could he do with it?
Well, it's a great power, and I think only a goblin would know how to wield it, but I wouldn't trust a Shadowmancer with it. Who knows what kind of things they would come up with by combining those two magics. You know, the goblins lost their magic long ago, and for good reason. They should not be allowed to wield it again.
Right. But I've heard stories that goblins actually saved the world. They defeated Malekith.
Yes, but only after they used the magic for their own means of domination for a very long time. No, the magic would be better safeguarded by elves or perhaps the dwarves, if there are any left. Someone long-lived who can take care of it.
Right. I understand. I'll safekeep this artifact. And, yeah.
Perhaps
Well,
you're friends with the goblin, yes?
I wouldn't say so, but I think there is some kind of, let's call it a friendship developing.
Well, keep your wits about you. Maybe he'll reveal something about it and you can make use of it.
Yes. Well, Elrak, I will try to follow the light. I don't even know if this world is be able to. I don't know. Wherever I go, it's only suffering, like I said, and I alone can't do much.
I think you alone could change a great many things, but just don't lose hope if it doesn't always work out. I mean, you're young and inexperienced. There are bound to be mistakes, but it is the end goal, the greater good, that is important.
Right. Well, Elrak, if I will need you, I will call you into the mirror way.
I shall do my best to be there for you, my friend.
Take care. I'll see you soon.
And there's like a vertical line with one hand, and there's like a beam of light in the air for a second before it fades, and then he disappears.
Right. I'll probably ponder day there in the mirror way, spend some time there, and spending more time in the mirror way, it becomes more and more comforting, more and more natural. It's like a way I can be with myself truly, and through all of those mirrors, I can see the world. I can see people smiling, laughing, crying, and of course, I can also probably see my party members in the rooms.
Why don't you roll me a clever? And you can have advantage.
Sure.
As well as being able to see all your memories and things in your life around you, you're able to fully overhear Drac and Shiki's conversation in Shiki's bedroom about the things in the ledger.
Does it ring a bell?
No, it just gives you some insight into what they're talking about. You also catch sight of one of your memories, something that you hadn't noticed before, because you were practicing and fully intent on your lesson. But Lynn, your friend, who is also training with you, is off to the side. And when you listen in to the reflection, the memory, you can see and hear that he is whispering to a shadowed area next to the training hut that you were standing in.
Oh, now that's big because he should be with me, the only survivor of the village, and that really strikes me. And I suppose I would be feeling confused and yeah, confusion. How would that be possible?
Because of course at that point you're both barely teenagers, very young. But that's where we're going to stop tonight.
I feel like we did a lot of splitting up today.
We did, but we also did a lot of other things.
And our army keeps growing for whatever we end up needing it for.
We're gathering like the most unreliable army you could probably think of. It's like, please be here,
We've got Minotaur,
and they may be there, they may
Barbarian.
not be there. We could have some Azotine, some Minotaurs, and some elves, or nobody could show up and it's just us.
I do
mean-
not think we're having some Azote, some Minotaurs, and some elves. I think they're all killing each other.
There is also that possibility they all just kill each other.
They show up thinking that the other groups are the enemies.
No, they all show up. They all get mind controlled by the the tablet, and then they all kill each other. Start killing each other.
Yeah, I would be happy with an army of Minotaurs. I don't think there's a better army than a Minotaur army, but
Yeah, but whose side are they on?
Yeah, the problem is, how do you stop a Minotaur army?
well, if Raziluro is in charge, then it's his army, and they will follow him through the
Yeah, but
Valley
how
of
do we
Death.
stop
I'm sorry.
Razluro?
They'll follow Razuro, who already did a blood sacrifice to Malekith.
Yeah.
Spread his words.
But now,
Go
but now
first.
he wants to
Demonic
defeat
protection.
Malekith.
He currently has mild demonic
Does he
protection,
really
so
want to
remember.
defeat Malekith?
Well,
As I
I
joked
suppose
as I joked in
Raz
the chat,
wants
when
to
the chance movement is an even eviler god.
Rezler just becomes the embodiment of the Minotaur god Moomin.
I like it. Using the Minotaurs is very akin to just like letting a bull go crazy in a glass house.
Yes, it is very much the bull in a china shop
Yeah,
metaphor.
that's it, man. Right, end of session. Everyone gets 1 XP. Did anyone fulfill a drive?
I banished a horde of demons.
I don't know
ate exotic
if-
food from the elder fig
You
tree.
did, yep.
I broke into a place and got out without getting caught. Does that count?
Yes, been very ninja.
I protected Shiki when he was doing the ritual for closing the portals.
Yep, you did.
I guess
I'm
I
not-
also started uniting the tribes. So, but
I'm not sure if I made progress towards finding a cure.
You did find a way that you could get cured though.
Yeah, that's
Future's
progress.
way of
You
taking
turned
it.
you turned it down, but you did find one.
And now the fact when next session you might see her, the goddess Laura, as an ally, and might even go for it next session. You never know.
Perhaps.
So you would get one for that because you got offered it at least, because that's finding it.
Right.
It's not necessarily taking it as a choice.
just to keep the demonic curse, we need someone else's character to turn into a demon at some point.
Characters that did something awesome.
I don't know if we had a lot of that this session.
Shiki closing the portals.
I think CK falling off the horse.
Opening the game by falling off a horse and then closing a bunch of portals.
So that's one for Shiki.
I did like Vad's rolling stupid, both like fighting all the minotaurs and just like jumping into all the hellhounds.
I will admit, Raz gathering the minotaurs is.
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah.
It's one for Raz.
Does Fee getting it on with another grandma count?
It's very much a matter of perspective.
I mean, if you think that's awesome.
It's the question.
He's definitely
Yeah,
developing a reputation. There's one for Phil.
I did like Draken just being paranoid the entire time we were in town.
Drac just not paying for anything. It's like, money's involved? Okay, not doing that.
I think the part Draken did that I liked the best was just his conversation with Laura. Of how like he didn't even like, turn to see who it
He's
was.
too busy cracking the safe.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I
yeah,
did
yeah,
like
I'm
the way
busy.
that conversation went as well. It's the way it played off against each other. Well, that was quite very good role playing. Deserves some credit.
That's a win for Jack.
I really liked how Jam said no to these elves. It was like, how would I put it?
Honestly, my favorite moment of Jam was her trying to convince Grimtook to cure her again. Like, oh.
I mean,
I like
I
how-
thought it was very brave of Jam to go alone with the elves at that point.
Yeah.
Considering-
I was like,
I was a
you don't
little
know
bit
anything
unsure
about
what
these
was going to
elves.
happen.
But the awesome thing I think was actually try to cure the tree.
Oh yeah, forgot about
Yeah.
that.
I just
She did
found it
somewhat
funny because I
succeed.
was thinking the same thing. So you got to spell magic. Why is she trying to get Siki to help her? But that whole conversation was funny to me.
Like, I thought that it kind of tied into his portal closing thingy. But,
I can see how you
No,
make the
no.
connection, but it's not the way I was thinking of it.
right.
No, I said we've been using talismans to try to suppress the demonic energy for temporarily is what I would have been able to do with it. But you actually, banishing the magic from it, and curing
Yeah,
it.
a dispel is basically just breaking the link, which is what you wanted.
Yeah.
I think I think of magic kind of systems too rigidly.
Perhaps. I mean, you're
Usually.
also trying to like guess what I'm thinking when I'm saying it. You know what I mean? It's not like it's something we can compare to something in real life, do you know what I mean?
Like,
Yeah.
I'm probably thinking of it like it's like D&D or something.
Like a
Which has,
resource.
Like, sets, rules.
Okay, so Jam, you can have one as well.
D&D is like a reaction, isn't it? Someone casts a spell, you can cast dispel magic as a reaction.
Party overcame a notable enemy or task. I don't really think so. No, because there was no like named enemies or anything. Party learned something new about one of their characters or the world. I think everyone gets that one. Because there was a lot of that today.
We learned that Razluro is the leader of the Golden Bowl.
Well, you solidified yourself as leader of the herd as it grows, yeah.
Yeah, and then everyone's learned different things with the goddess Laura, with Fee with his mirror stuff. Jam had the experience of a lifetime going through the mirror realm.
That was last session.
You mean
Was the
Jam
last
developed
session of different
PTSD from the Mirror Realm?
Hey, Jam doesn't like the realm.
For some reason.
Like,
Which means we're probably going to send
Phil-
back there.
Phil's
I don't
whole
think-
thing was like, hey, don't look around. Okay, I'm gonna leave you now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just wait here and don't look at anything, and it's literally mirrors.
At least that means that if you get a negative trait, you can just pick phobia of mirrors.
Reverse.
I don't think anyone would like the Shadow Realm either. If they didn't
You
have
can
a
see
good
what's
guide.
out there.
I mean, yeah, I mean, if Drac pulled you in Shadow Realm and said, like, just wait here and just disappeared,
Yeah.
you're like, guys?
I think the Mirror Realm's kind of worse because at least in the Shadow Realm you wouldn't have like 100 like shadow Drakans appearing going like, oh, this way.
Mm-hmm.
Come this way. It's not just Shadow Drakans, it's Shadow of all your best friends and your enemies.
Well, I also
you know.
don't let go of people when I take them through. Like, I grab a hold of you and we go through. I don't let go of
Yeah.
them on the other side.
Well, it just shows how much of a novice Fee is. It's like he doesn't even hold her hand through it. It's like,
Well, that was literally his first time bringing someone through.
yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, he was not even sure if he can do it, but
Because the first time he
Oh, he-
tried it with Drac, it didn't work.
Yeah, it didn't work with me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I tried to take him through and it didn't work.
Yeah.
I love how they both like tried to send each other through their realms now at this point. It's like
Yeah,
I'm
but I'm
assuming-
pretty...
Sorry.
Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, I'm assuming no one has a level up to do.
I do.
I
actually.
have.
I'm a
That got me
3
to
point
level up,
shy.
but I'll work out what to take.
I mean, you could take the Blessing of Lura as well.
That'd be my level up tag.
If you want it to be. So I mean, that will give you advantage on some things that are like Feywild and Shadow.
Oh, she's turned into a Shadow Dryad.
Oh, for
That'd be
Jam?
me.
Yeah,
Yeah, if Jam takes the Blessing of Lura.
kinda, yeah.
We
So
need.
what
like-
I'm asking was like, do I need to use my level up for that, or am I just getting that tag? Or like, does the level up give me something more?
If you just take it and it's not a level up, its effect will just like get you recognised and stuff like that. But if you want to take it as an actual level up tag, then it'll have a mechanical advantage.
I'll do that then.
So it just
Yeah,
helps
we-
bolster your when you can draw in like Fey magic, and when you're doing like shadow stuff.
Gotcha.
So if you got stuff as well as Shadow, you'd get like advantage to the rolls.
We need a couple of members of our party to remain
Non-shadow.
uninfluenced. Yeah.
Well, you don't have to worry about Raz. He has magic resistance.
Yeah.
So
Don't need to worry about him.
We don't need to worry about him going to the shadows. We need to worry about him going to the demons.
Like, Shiki and Fee are gathering at the moment.
you know,
Uh,
I'm just gonna gather all the Minotaurs I can, and then sacrifice them all to summon Moomins.
oh god.
Imagine they're carrying when Drax the one that like stops all the things happening without getting a
Yeah.
scratch.
But, like,
And then
he's half
Raz is like,
demon.
anytime the shit hits
and-
the fan, Raz is the guy who literally just beats the crap out of whatever's there.
Half the time he summons the thing that's
Yes, half the time he's the cause of the problem, but he's also the solution.
I am actually very happy that Jam said that. I'm taking that as a compliment.
It makes the fight better.
Oh no, like, Drakan solves a lot of problems, but he's half demon and now he's a half.
Wow, you're
Whatever
still holding that
shadow
against them. Man,
Still holding that against
Wow.
me, man.
prejudice, man.
I know, come on, I'm literally a demon hunter, and I'm like, oh, we can trust Trakan.
Maybe you're just not a very good demon.
I just love how the
Next year
person
for
who
the
summoned
clan.
a demon in the party wasn't the demon, but it's okay because he wasn't a demon.
Yeah, it was the Minotaur.
Yeah, I was thinking about level up something with the sword. Now we already know from the last battle that it had some influence over the undead. Undead. I don't know if this weapon could be having, let's say, a tag such as a divine weapon that could hurt more shadows, demons, undead, something like that.
If you wanted, you could take the tag Lightbringer.
Lightbringer. So what would it mean mechanically?
So similar to how he gets a boost when he's doing shadow stuff, you would get a boost doing light stuff.
Right. So this would be a
Well,
weapon.
you might want to. I don't, because you don't have any spells or anything, do you?
I don't have many
like-
spells. No.
That shadow boost would almost help me with all my spells, and then it would help me with my attacks because I usually use shadows to go
Yeah.
through to attack.
It's like a massive buff, which is what his character needs.
I was going to take Lucky, get that free reroll, that pass or whatever.
yeah. Lucky is one of the best things to have.
Lightbringer, I'd say anytime you're doing something to do with being a Lightbringer, you would get like advantage. So mirror wave stuff, and then if you had chi spells, or if you picked like other spells or abilities later, like shooting out beams of light or laser eyes or something.
Yes. So I would have.
But you might want to take
advantage
them
in that.
first and then take Lightbringer later. I mean, that's up to you.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna take it Lightbringer. So it's like this would be like a sacred weapon, a legendary weapon from forged for the carrier of representative of the Lightbringer, something like that.
Well, you are the Lightbringer.
Ah, yes, yeah. Okay, I'll take a tag Lightbringer, and then I'll probably continue developing these Lightbringer abilities. Yeah.
I'm going to have to kill you.
You can get that one spell, the one that makes you have like a illusion double.
Me. I have that spell.
Yeah.
Makes a copy of you.
Yeah. Do demons use Shadow Realm as well?
Demons are different, as we said. You can get demons that can use shadow stuff, but demon and shadow plane, as we've explored in previous campaigns, are different planes. Just because one's dark doesn't mean it's evil, whereas the demonic plane is very much evil.
Yes, I understand. So what I understand about light and dark, it's the two need to be present to have a harmony, and
Neither's good, neither's evil. They're
We
both
touched
necessary.
before with the Astral Night stuff that there should be like a harmony between realms, and that's
Yeah.
been upset by realms leaking into other realms, which isn't supposed to happen.
Yeah, that's the danger. Why I was saying, we might have made a bad guy in the chat.
The more conduits you have, which are people like Fee and Drac and Lura, the more conduits you have, the messier it gets, and the more unstable things get.
Didn't Draken also at some point get some kind of limbo abilities? Like, didn't you get something like that when we killed the demon bad guy?
No,
Hypnos.
I did have like a shape shifting ability at one point. That was the previous campaign though. And then we did find that glove, the gauntlet that let us see the future and all that. But
Which he
I,
gave to
first
Laura.
I gave to Laura, yeah, so she
Yeah,
has.
and she told you it was getting put somewhere safe
Yeah.
because it was too dangerous to use. It'll be fine.
I need to go watch. the
Yeah, I'm
Dolphin
sure I
campaign.
could go back and get it at any point.
Oh yeah, she'll just hand over.
Yeah, of course.
No problem with that.
I still can't say which was the better campaign, the Realm Hopper one or the Dwarven campaign.
Right, guys, that's us for this week then. We'll be back again next week.
Alright,
This is
later.
yes, see you. Cheers.
see y'all
See you
later
then.
next week.